Okay. You wanna kick us off this episode?
Nah, nigga, that's your job.
What's up? Welcome back. Verbal Gunplay. It's your boy Danny.
El Devil.
Yes, sir. Episode 2. Listen, I'm not even gonna waste no time. Let's get the formalities out the way.
Okay.
Bro, how was your weekend?
My weekend. What did I do this weekend? Nothing. Probably. Damn, what did I do this weekend? Yeah, nothing. I just watched football, chilled, played video games. I probably ran some errands and stuff, normally stuff.
Yeah.
Nah, nothing that stood out. Nothing I was like, oh man, I did this and it was a good time, or damn, it sucked. It was a bad time.
Yeah.
Weekend.
Yeah. Well, I mean, since you brought up football, we could do a quick little segue on that. Because obviously, this episode is coming off of a decent football game, whereas last episode we were coming off that snore fest of a soccer match.
For sure.
Which is crazy because this past Monday night game, it was the Jaguars versus the Bengals, and
I did not expect that game, bro.
that was a good game. Like, I was actually entertained like the entire time.
Who was the old boy the backup quarterback for the Bengals?
Jake Browning.
He was balling.
He was dipping and dunking. He reminded me of like a Alex Smith, but he was getting the job done.
Yeah, bro. A quarterback that's just not gonna lose you the game is what you really need. That's
listen, them little dips and dunks. Hey, you 8 first downs and you probably getting a touchdown. So that'll definitely get it done. But yeah, he turned out and handled business. And then you watched the whole game, right? And then towards the end, Trevor Lawrence got injured.
Sunshine.
I can't remember an NFL season for as long as I've been watching where we've had this many starting quarterbacks injured. There's about like 8 of them like out for the season or just injured right now, and it's crazy.
Them backups is looking good.
Yeah, well, it's looking good for the backups, I'll say, but I won't say the backups are looking good.
Yeah, it's looking good for them. They get money being in there, but this kind of just raises where you got certain quarterbacks who seem to be like career backups. Josh Dobbs, will bring his name up again. Why they make so much money, but they a backup? That's why, because your quarterback go down. You don't want your season to be flush because a quarterback down for 4 weeks or whatever.
Exactly. But listen, man, enough wasting time. I'm just going to jump right into it, bro. The trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah, yep.
Listen, I know when we met, like, we was like super hardcore gamers, like around the time period that we met. Today, you're probably more of a gamer than me.
For sure.
I'm like a poser, I guess you could say. Like, I got the systems. I'll occasionally dabble, but it doesn't hold my attention for a long period. Not gonna lie to you, this Grand Theft Auto trailer, bro, it took me back to living on El Cajon Boulevard when I went and got the Grand Theft Auto 3 back when you were the manager at the GameStop. That feeling, watching the trailer, is the feeling that came over me when I played that game for the first time. Because that at the time was just mind-blowing, because this was not the type of stuff that you would see in a video game.
Grand Theft Auto 3 was PS2?
Yeah. That was back in like 01. That's crazy.
And now we on 6, but I mean 5 was out for like 10 years. It seemed like it.
Well, 5, bro, it's PS5 now, right?
Yeah.
Bro, 5 came out on PS3, so that shit lasted 3 systems. PS3, PS4, and PS. That's one hell of a game right there.
It had a real serious story mode. Most games didn't have that. So, the funny thing is, as much as everyone loved Grand Theft Auto 3, I found myself not loving it because I didn't love the part where you just roam around just doing stuff. I didn't like that.
I loved it. That was my favorite part.
I know. I wanted this story. So Grand Theft Auto 5 was good for me because I just played through the story mode and that was it. I didn't do all the extra. Trying to get stars and blowing stuff. Cars and buying hookers and all that. I ain't never do none of that.
Yeah, that doesn't get said enough. The fact that you had those side missions, like, because it really made, like, Grand Theft Auto really made you feel like you were playing a game with like free open world choices. Because back in the day when I was at El Cajon Boulevard, I used to have a bunch of just dusty hood niggas around me what we used to do, we used to pass the controller around. If you died, pass to the next thing if you died. And we was entertained just sitting there watching somebody play. Because it was just so dope. Like, you steal a car, right? You hop in there, you put it on game radio. Now you hear some music. Now you hearing some dope ass music while you cruising around in a car you just stole. But you on the couch with your niggas. That shit was mind blowing at the time. Like, mind blowing.
Yeah. A little segue for y'all that don't know, El Cajon Boulevard is a major boulevard in East San Diego. For y'all who don't know, for our SD Cali people who are out there, El Cajon, we got stories. That's going to be for another podcast.
Yeah.
But we got stories.
Definitely got some stories over there. Shout out to the Roberto's on 40th.
Is that still there?
It is still there.
Better still be there. Yeah.
It is still there, you know. And then further down the road, crispy fried chicken.
Oh. That didn't, you know what? That didn't open up for a while after, you know, our whole run. But man, I used to eat there all the time. And that, so you know, it was good because it was none but Asians and they family members, and they only took cash.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
Oh, they look almost corporate now. I don't know when the last time I've been there. Yeah, I was just there earlier this year. They still there. I mean, they got like a mascot chicken logo on the top and everything. Like, that shit look clean in there.
Is it still good though? Oh,
still amazing. Amazing. It's because of them I learned, you know, to fry my like chicken and fish in peanut oil. Like that difference is just because the first time I had food there, I was like, oh my God, why does it taste like this? And I just asked him, I'm like, you know, like a straight Pookie. Like,
was that one? Remember there was a young dude that worked there that was like a little younger than us. He was cool as hell.
Yeah. I don't recognize anybody in there today when I
probably not. Old boy, look, we talking about like that was like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Old boy probably grown and running everything on the back end if he even still involved with it.
Yeah. Shit. He might be a manager or something today. I wouldn't even know, honestly. But yeah, man, that Grand Theft Auto, I'm so excited about that. Like, I know for a fact that's about to bring me back into the gaming world. Because I was already intrigued a little bit by 5 towards the end, because I went to my sister's house not too long ago, like about a year ago, and she showed me Grand Theft Auto Online. See, that was new to me.
Oh yeah, see that's what blew it up for a lot of people. Yeah.
So I didn't know about the online aspect of Grand Theft Auto. So when I'm over there at her house, I'm just laying on the couch and I'm just like watching her play, and I'm like, "You just in a casino playing blackjack?" I was like, hold on, give me that controller. And I'm up there sitting at the table. I'm like, oh shit, it's like I'm back in Vegas. I'm sitting there, and my sister went and made some dinner, took a shower. She came back and she was like, oh, Dad, you made me like 20 G's. And she was like, what you doing? I'm like, Missy here at the tables playing blackjack.
It's a strategy to this.
Right. And that's the cool thing I like about Grand Theft Auto. Like, if you want to sit there and just be a little gambler and sit at the table, you can literally do that. And then when I was watching her play online, and I'm like, wow, you're interacting with all these different people in this whole open world city. This is crazy.
Man, I don't think I did all of that. I definitely didn't do all of that.
Yeah. And I don't even know if I'll do that with this new one, but just the fact that it has that ability, and with the way the graphics look, like, I know I'm gonna have to get that on either my Xbox or buy a PS5, because the way them graphics look, I know I ain't gonna be able to get that on Switch. Because that's how I go to. If something comes on all the systems, I always just get it on the Switch, because I just like the convenience of the portable. Because, you know, I mostly do my gaming when I'm on a flight, so that's why stuff like Zelda, Mario Brothers Wonder, shit like that is fun to me, because I could always take that on the go.
You ever thought about getting like a Steam Deck or a ROG Ally, one of those? That's too advanced for you. You don't even know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. Like, basically stream the games, because you can.
So you don't. No. See, so a Steam Deck is a handheld.
The little handheld. Oh, okay. I've seen that. Yeah. But then that's also what you would do, right? Because you have that ability. If you have that account, you can stream the games. Yeah.
You could, but it actually installs on the Stream Deck itself.
Oh, okay.
Steam Deck, itself, and plays. Or you can get, but it runs on Linux and like a special overlay of the Steam OS. If you want to get a straight up Windows handheld, that's what the ROG Ally is for. It's just Windows in your hand.
Okay. Yeah, because I've seen those little handheld things, but I didn't do much with.
Problem is the battery life on them is trash.
They basically like Game Gear. Remember Game Gear? That shit would die. That shit would die. Like, you'd be like, damn.
You don't care, though.
Six AA batteries gone in 4 hours? Fuck it, give me another one.
6 AA, damn, man. Woo. Throwback.
Oh, man.
Throwback.
Hey, speaking of throwback, hey, that's a good little segue right there. Man, I was, the other day I was watching that movie Belly. And it took me down a rabbit hole where I started watching like old school videos from like the 90s and stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy to me how important a music video was back in the day compared to today. Like, I rarely watch a video. Like, they don't mean anything. Like, remember back in the day, it was like you got the big director, like you got the Hype Williams, you got the little X.
Yeah, you couldn't wait to watch the video.
Yeah, and remember it was like a big deal. Like, remember when the MJ Janet Jackson Scream video came? Remember it was like a big world.
Remember the time Michael Jackson, same thing.
Remember the time world, and then I like those videos back in the day because not only were they good, high quality videos, but they fit the mold of the song so perfect so that even today, when you hear something, you immediately go back to that video. It like paints the perfect picture. Whereas like these videos today, it's like they like cookie cutter. It's like
the industry's changed greatly when it comes to music videos. A lot of that comes down to consumption. Now it's all on YouTube, bro. And they expect, man, a lot of times when I watch somebody's video, unless it somehow went viral, that video's been out for months. And I just didn't even know, happened to cross it on YouTube or something. That's where they all at. It's the only way to even know. Like, you got to follow all your favorite person's socials to even know they got a music video. Then they don't put out that. I mean, like, people put out like one music video, maybe two, for a whole album. Back when we was coming up, man, half the album had a video for it.
Yeah.
Had to. That's the way it was. And not only that, but the contents of the videos themselves was like, there's always a story or something that was going on, something trying to be told. Now it's usually like just a bunch of dudes or girls standing around dancing, shaking ass or something. Yeah. It's not really going on.
Even the girls back in the day, remember we called them video vixens, even they had a certain status where it's like, yo, did you see that video? It's got such and such in it. Like, remember Petey Pablo Freak Elite? We was all talking about the girl in the blue, Christina, which was Esther Baxter. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I missed that power that the videos had. Because it wasn't until just recently I went and seen the J. Cole and Drake first person shooter video.
Talked about it.
Yeah. And that was probably, I'm not gonna lie to you, the only reason I went, because I remember you touched on it briefly, pause. And it was actually pretty good. Like, it gave me that feeling of back when you do a video that matches the energy of the song and it just paints that perfect picture. Like, a lot of the stuff that Drake was doing in that song now, it looked better like once with the video. Like, cause you know, remember I told you I seen that one clip where it was like a little anime where J. Cole was going off and the producer's watching and then Drake's over there, I'm about to, and he just looked like so stupid. Like, so seeing the actual video, it made that part like, you know, coexist with it a whole lot better.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple of videos out now that actually have, well, they're like contrasting. So, for instance, Everybody Loves SZA. SZA got that Snooze song out right now. And in the video for that, it makes sense. She in the video with a bunch of dudes. It's like y'all lovey-dovey going from dude to dude. Makes sense because that's what the song is kind of about, is relationships, right? Yeah. But then you got somebody like Lucky Day with his video for That's You, I think it's called. That was written by Bruno Mars. You could tell once you hear it. Yeah. It definitely sounded like this was a song that was...
Oh, you know, I think I've heard that song.
It sounded like it was supposed to be on Silk Sonic.
Yeah, it's got that Bruno cadence to it.
Yeah. It sounded like it's supposed to be on Silk Sonic, and they just gave it to him afterwards or something like that. Not that he didn't kill it, but his videos got some weird, like, I don't know, he was going out meeting chicks, bringing them back to the crib, then some voodoo chick come and suck the life out of him or something. Then he dumps the bodies in the bayou. And my wife and my daughter tried to tell me what the symbolism of the film. I'm just not getting it, bro. I was like,
the sucking the soul out of a nigga? That symbolism?
It's a chick that's sucking the soul out of other chicks.
Oh, I thought you said in the videos the chick was sucking the soul out of Lucky Day. I was like, oh. I was like,
no, he's sitting back and kind of like watching it happen.
Oh, okay. I misheard you. I was like, and your wife and daughter was talking about that. I'm like, they don't gotta explain that to you. You know what that is.
Yeah. But just music, like you said, music videos don't have the same, and they just don't have the same importance that they do. Like I said, the landscape has changed completely now. I mean, a lot of you younger cats, y'all just kind of missed out on it. Like we had 106 in Park, you know, we had Rap City, all that kind of stuff that had played all the music videos. You just couldn't wait. Like, bro, I remember one time, there's this girl I was talking to when I was like probably like 16, 17. And I remember because it was the premiere of Wu-Tang Clan's like Ice Cream song. Yeah. So the video came on and this girl, she was like trying to talk to me, but I was not listening, bro. I was not listening. I'm like focused on this video. And she was just like, and she was a bad chick. So she had a kind of an ego. She's like, well, if you want to just watch your video and call me later, then you could do that. I was like, bet. And I watched the rest of that stuff. But, you know, she still called me back anyway.
Of course.
But yeah, that's how important it was. Because, you know, you watching something on YouTube or something now, you watch it later, watch it when you get home, whatever,
At your convenience.
But now you miss it. You miss it, and all your friends, and they say like, hey, yo, you see that blah, blah, blah video next?
Yeah.
Nah, I did. Now you're waiting for them to play it again.
Yeah. I'm going to give you the ugly truth. I've never seen that video.
What video?
The one you just said.
You've seen Ice Cream, nigga. You've seen Ice Cream.
I've never seen that video.
Okay, after this,
I don't care to see that video now. It's been like, what, 30 years ago?
The song is still dope, though.
And the song is dope. I ain't going to go out there and say I ain't never heard the song. The song is good.
Okay.
That'd have been crazy.
Don't do it like that.
Hey, what ice cream song you talking about? You talking about the Row Ice Cream Paint Job? No, I'm playing.
Bro.
You know what music video did it for me? Now you're bringing up the old age or the young age. The one that was like mind blowing for me. This is like around the time I think High 97 was blowing up, because I remember they used to have this little ad lib. It was like a little Chinese Asian dude. He'd be like, Hot 97, Omadi hip hop. Like we used to think that was like hella funny as kids. But the video that did it for me, bro, watching the world premiere of Hit 'Em Up, that shit blew my mind as a kid. I was just like my jaw was to the floor the entire video.
They played that shit in New York?
Yeah, it was on the...
Yeah, I was in Cali when...
Yeah, it was on the whatever the late night video things were back then.
It had to be.
I don't know if it was the box or uncut. I don't know what it was back then. But that shit came on. They was all in the chairs tied up and it was flames, and he was all in the... That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat mother. I was just sitting there like... Because I've never heard lyrics like that. Because you got to remember, when that came out, I was still a little nigga. So like, so imagine me, I'm sitting there like, oh my God. Like by the time the song was over, because remember, we didn't have YouTube to run it back. So like the song ends and, you know, you're talking amongst your peers. I'm just sitting there like, somebody's gonna die. Like that's all I remember leaving that video saying, because I was like, this was the most craziest, jaw-dropping, disrespectful shit I had ever witnessed in my life. Like this was the equivalent of being a solo person walking into a circle of a bunch of niggas that's all from the same gang, and you look at all of them and you say, suck my dick. That was the equivalent of that video, because that video was played for the entire world. You basically jumped up on that ledge and you told this dude to suck your dick. That's the... If you from New York, you know what suck my dick mean. That means you don't give no fucks about the person that you're talking to. Like you ready to just let loose. Like it's war. Like that's like automatic. Like we squaring up. There is no, oh, we cool. We talk about it later. Nah. Like no, it's going down. Like, so those of you that's in New York are from New York, you know what I'm talking about. And if you're not, now you know what I'm talking about. But
around the same time as when that Snoop Dogg and that New York video came out where they were stomping on the and shit.
Yeah.
And then they was also in with the Source Awards. Is like, you don't want to jumping all up in.
Oh man, I remember that too. I remember when I seen that Source Awards. I think that was the first time I realized Biggie was cross-eyed, because he always had shades on. So I remember. So I remember when he came out on stage to accept his award, I was like, what's up with this nigga's eyes? Like, you know, you young, you hella childish. I'm just like, what's wrong with his eyes? Like, and then he's like, oh, he's cross-eyed. I'm like, he is? I was like, oh shit, I never knew. Like, cause you always, every video, he's always shades.
Yeah. But now you know why. So.
Yeah, I'd be cross-eyed too. Somebody was talking to me crazy like that. Like,
hey, he said he was black and ugly as ever.
However,
Yeah.
stay coochie down to the socks.
You know, when I was a kid, or I guess I was still a kid, I thought he said, I got coochie down to my socks. I was like, damn, this thing getting bitches. That's another thing. Down to your socks, nigga, damn.
Right. Now, I had a bad habit of that, like, as a kid. Like, I would always hear certain songs and thinking I'm hearing something else. Like, one big one, I forgot who does the song, but it was called Smooth Operator.
Sade, nigga.
Okay, there you go.
Bro, there's some classic shit you just supposed to know, and that's one of them. But go ahead.
Smooth Operator. That is not what I thought she was saying as a kid. That smooth operator.
What you think?
You know what I heard as a kid? I used to just be like,
It's gonna be good.
It's not good. I promise you. I used to think she was going, smooth Macarena. Smooth Macarena.
Macarena?
Macarena. I don't know why I thought that's what she was saying. And remember, this was like around the time period everybody was doing that Macarena shit. So maybe that's why it was in my head. But I thought she was saying smooth Macarena. And you know what corrected me? Because when I found out what she was actually saying, it was still before the blow up of the internet. Mm-hmm. I was watching TV. You remember those old commercials where it'd be like Now Music and it would show like the list of the songs, like buy this new Now CD.
Oh, and it had the title.
The Smooth Operator came up and I was like, oh, is that what she's saying? It was like big bold letters, Smooth Operator.
That was when they used to have those compilation albums.
Yeah, the compilation.
Oh, my brother, you got to get your own.
Yeah. Oh man, good times. But I miss the days of CDs. Now that I think about it, like I feel like we cherish music more when we had to spend $20 for a CD.
I definitely was more picky about what I listened to, but what I noticed, like I was thinking to myself about this before. I was like, man, how is it that I know all this 90s music fucking word for word, but I'll have listened to an album for 3 months.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember none of it later when I moved on to something else. I think I figured it out. Why? Is like you said, all we had was this CD. That's it.
Yeah.
And if you was taking a long bus ride and you had to learn to like appreciate that music and listen to it over and over again, because that's all you had. You didn't have the entire music catalog at your fingertips. You're like, I'm not feeling this, and you move on to something else.
That's all you had.
All you had was what was in them CDs. You bet that was it. What you could carry too, and that was it.
And then what was also cool when it finally came around was CD burning.
Oh yeah.
When you would have when you had like one of those CD players where you could finally play MP3s. Oh, because then you could take one CD and throw like 100 songs on there, and it felt like the greatest album that you ever had in your possession. Like you literally got like 100 artists. Like it was like your prized possession. Like if the CD got scratched, you look at somebody and be all mad.
Yeah, because the CD gets scratched on that shit, the whole thing fucked up.
Yeah,
it's not like this.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Man, the good old days.
You know, I remember one of the first times I hopped in your car as a kid. I remember you had the Redman Malpractice album on cassette.
I don't even know why I had it, because it was definitely at that point it's definitely CD time.
Yeah, but I remember that vividly because I bought the CD. So I remember when I hopped in your car, you probably had it because the car you had a tape deck. So obviously ain't no cars got it.
It wasn't the Green Monster, was it? The green one with the rims and that shit?
It probably was.
Couldn't have been, because it must have been before I got the stereo system and that.
Either that or maybe it was just a car before that. No, it must have been
because
it must have been the 626. Yeah, because you were in that around the time the Busta Rhymes Break Your Neck came out. Because I remember
No, you didn't.
You know what I'm about to say? Because I remember when that transmission was slipping. I'll never forget. Because we was listening to Busta Rhymes. It was like, break your neck, nigga. And all of a sudden the fucking car started. I was like, oh shit. And that was the real start of AI right there. The car was like, yeah, break your neck, nigga.
Yeah, we was like, oh shit. Oh man. Oh man.
Didn't you like buy that car, or like did you have payments like right there by my crib where I stayed? Wasn't it like the little car lot right there? Isn't that where you had?
Is it on that car? I think that was on my wife's car, but yeah, we did.
I remember you had like some payments there because I remember you was like, oh, I got to go over here and make a payment or something. Real quick.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was right next to where you live.
Yeah. Damn, bro.
He going off on a tangent.
Yeah. But hey, that's what you do when you got chemistry, though. You don't even you don't even need topics. You just, it's like, you know, the good freestylers, they be like, give me a word, and you just go off for a long. That's what we do. That's what we do. But so I was talking with a homegirl the other day, and that's what kind of sparked this somewhat of this topic. But she was telling me how she felt disrespected because a dude invited her on a trip, and I believe they went to, what is that, Mexico?
Cancun.
Always Cancun. Went to Cancun. So I don't know if this dude just got like a lot of money, so he don't got no game, and maybe that was his game, like, yo, let's go on a trip. But what I gathered from it was he's the type of dude that likes to leave with money, because the fact that they went on this trip, and when she shared this information with me that they have yet to have sex, I was like, hold up, back up a second. He took you on a date?
So are they dating or not?
They must be dating. They're dating.
What she say?
Well, she said they're dating. They're talking. But as she went on with the story, she told me that she felt disrespected because I guess he assumed because he took her to Cancun that she was just going to get up on the bed and pop it open for him. Which, this brings me to my topic of BaeCations, because that, in my opinion, is a BaeCation. That's not a date. You can't take somebody out the country. You can't take nobody on no flight without having some sort of boundaries or some understanding in the air, because there's no way. There's no way.
You're right.
There's no way I'm flying a chick anywhere and going on some trip just cause. Because that's what he did. That was a just cause. Because if you took a chick to Cancun, that looks bad, because she's bad. I ain't gonna put her name on blast, but she's bad. And I'm not saying she had to give up the ass. All I'm saying is you wouldn't have got to Cancun on my dime unless there was an understanding that we was going to be having some sex. And I'm going to be real. I'm the type of nigga where we probably would, I would have to test drive that before we hopped on the plane.
Damn. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just keeping it a buck. Like, there's no way. Like, yeah, I mean, I know you know you hooked up like young, early, so you probably didn't do anything like that. Like, you never, you probably never flew nobody out or never got flown out or anything like that. Yeah, I've only been flown out twice. But
somebody flew you out, nigga?
Yeah, I've been flown.
You give up the ass when you went?
I did. I gave up the dick. I don't want to say gave up the ass. I don't like where that's pause. But yeah, both times, you know, listen, I'm a repay, you know.
I'm a repay.
You know, I'm gonna show my worth. But here's the thing. If I'm not enjoying myself, then I might become a little female-ish and be like, oh no, I'm good right now.
A little female-ish.
You know how girls would be like, oh, my stomach hurts, or no, I'm good right now. Oh, you know, I'm on the rag. You know, all these little excuses they be having. But I'm just saying, that's if I'm not in the mood.
All right.
So I'll bring up this one in particular one, right? This girl I was dating, she was at this university. It was Nebraska, right? And she was in like sorority and all this stuff. So it was
putting all the deets out, huh?
I ain't gonna put no names.
All right.
So this was cool for me though, because I had never been that enthralled in that college life like that.
Okay.
So the fact that when I got out there, like, it was dope that she had like all the stuff planned. It was like frat parties, like, you know, like all the shit we see in these American Pie movies and Euphoria and all that stuff. It was like that. It was like you go into a house, looks all normal, and all of a sudden you go downstairs and all of a sudden it's like fuck fest at 99 going on in there. It's like just insane. Bottles everywhere. Probably half of the chicks underage. I don't care. The chick I was with was of age, but There's all kinds of shit going on. And you got to remember, this is also like 20 years ago. So, you know, back then, nobody cared about anything. Remember, this is back when R. Kelly was pissing on girls. But anyway, so anyway, we're in much more sensitive times today. it's frowned upon.
All right, dog, you're drowning. Come on.
Oh, my fault. So yeah. So anyway, by the end of the trip, I would say the last day, I kind of wanted to just chill, right? Mm-hmm. And she got upset with me because I wanted to just chill. She's like, "You're leaving tomorrow. I want that dick," and I'm just like, the game is on, you know, watching the game. You know, I'm just like, the game is on. I'm like watching basketball. I don't know. I don't even know who was playing. I was like, I just wasn't in the mood.
Good. You're like,
I mean, I was fucking every night. I was there for like maybe 3 or 4 nights. So the last day, I wanted to just chill. Mm-hmm. And then I kind of got to the point where I was just like, I mean, if you want to do something, go ahead. It's right there. Go do you. You know, do you, boo boo. You know, so. So that she got mad at that because it's like, what the fuck? And I got upset because I'm sitting here like, wait, so what you thought? Like you gonna fly a ill nigga like me out and I was just gonna be a sex slave?
Nigga, stop.
No, I'm just being real. Like that's where my mind went. Like because isn't that how a girl's mind would go? Like you can't just fly me out here and just expect me to just bust this open on your command. It's the same thing. I know women don't like to hear it, but it's the same thing. You can't just expect us to, just because we are horny all the time. But at that moment, I was drained. I ain't want to do nothing. I wanted to relax.
Okay.
I had been fucking all weekend. I wanted to just relax. Right. And she got, and that's, you know, that's the double standard that I hate. If a woman doesn't want to do anything, we got to just be like, okay. But then when we don't want to do something, oh, nigga, it's World War III. Oh, who you fucking? Like, why you don't want this pussy? And it's like...
you forget the magic one. Are you gay?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Bro, you know how many times I've heard that? Like, don't be out and about in public and you see a girl and don't pay her no mind. Nigga, you gay. Like, you don't see me standing here, not gonna buy me a drink? It's like... Bitch, no, like, I'm not here for you. Like, I'm enjoying myself.
I got the ultimate excuse. I'm married. So,
yeah.
Dad and I'll be like, yeah, man, you know, this is my wife. Oh, your wife. And then they're back to football, usually.
Yeah. Well, I guess in this scenario, I guess I'm the eligible bachelor, but still, I don't give a fuck about that shit. Like, no, like, if I want to buy you a drink, let me buy you a drink. Don't just expect it. Just like guys out there. Listen, if you take a girl on a trip, don't just expect some pussy. Like, you got to have a conversation. You got to have some boundaries set. Because, listen, there are a lot of women out there that are just looking for the free ride, the free trip, the free meal. And there are sucker niggas out there that are going to supply them with that.
Talk about it.
So if you don't want to be that sucker, put the wrapper back on and don't be out here looking like a lollipop. Like, have a conversation. Like, let them know, like, look, you know, I like you a lot. You know, whoop-de-woo, we should go on a little trip. You know, once we get more serious, you know, you can imply there's all kinds of ways you can ask for the pussy without flat out asking for the pussy. You know, you shouldn't just be like, oh, I like you, let's go on a trip.
But that just moves the conversation. So now you're having that same conversation expecting pussy before you travel instead of after. And she can have the same reaction leading into it.
Yeah.
But that also stops you both from being in an awkward position. She not trapped somewhere with you out in town.
Exactly.
And you didn't burn money.
Exactly. Well, I mean, like I said, so it's okay. Listen, and I'll put myself out there. It's okay to fly a chick out because 1, you want to see her. And 2, you know, it's budget, you know, fly her out 21 days in advance and the plane ticket should be cheap, you know? Wow. But listen, don't do this. I hear this so many times. Guys, fellas, kings, stop being dirtbags. If you fly a chick out and you don't get the draws, don't cancel her return trip.
That's happened.
Let her go home. Yes. Let that woman go home. You fucked up. She fucked up. Listen, there's no reason y'all both take an L. Just take the L and move on. Like, you don't want that kind of karma on yourself. Now, that's all I'm going to say on the men. Women, listen, I've always told this to women. If you can't do it for yourself, don't expect another nigga to do it. So with that being said, you should not go anywhere outside of where you live if you don't have the funds to get back there. Like me, I'm the type of nigga, I'm not rich, but if I don't got at least half a tank of gas and $50 in my pocket, I'm not going outside.
I mean, that's just a safety thing. Don't go somewhere where you can't get back.
That's a safety thing. Exactly. Like, I'm not moving like how I was as a kid. Like back in the day, it's like you go outside with no money in your pocket, not even worried about what could happen. It's like,
no money,
it's like, yo,
no nothing.
My nigga Dub gonna be there. He got me on $20. Like, no, I'm not moving like that. Like, if you got me on $20, cool. But I'm still gonna make sure I got AAA or I got some gas. Like, I gotta make sure that if I leave this home, this place of peace, that I can make it back here.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how women mostly will put themselves in a position that you're not even in your home state now. Now you're in a whole nother state.
That's experience and wisdom. A lot of things we learn in life because we did some dumb shit,
right,
and learned from it. Now though, this person could do some dumb shit and learn from it, but also the other person's putting it all over the internet. So like, oh, and then they extrapolate that to all these bitches out here doing, but really it's just one person did something dumb. Maybe they didn't have a parent figure to tell them that's not smart. Or as a parent myself, I know they just didn't fucking listen to their parents that went out there and did it, and they had to touch the fire themselves. So same thing with you, brother. I remember you being stranded a couple times, dog. But you had to learn from that shit.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
and this is what I'm doing. I'm using this as a teaching moment. And I'm not saying just with a flight. I'm saying with anything. If you go to a party, if you don't got the capability to take an Uber back home, you probably shouldn't leave, because nobody is required to take care of you but you.
That's not how society is set up, though. Society is set up to protect women and children.
Yeah, but at some point they got to take accountability. Children, not so much, but women, adults, yes, you got to take accountability. Like, you got to just move smarter.
What is accountability for you?
Accountability is owning your action.
That's it.
That's a broad stroke of it. Yeah.
Okay.
That's like you said, when I was younger, I'd be stranded. I can't get on the phone and be bitching about it. I got to take accountability. I'm stranded out here because I got myself stranded out here. I can't be like, hey, yo, Dub, come get me, man. Oh, you ain't gonna come get me? That's fucked up, bro. Da-da-da. That's not taking accountability. Like, it's not your job to come get me. Sure, you'll probably be a friend and come bail me out of a situation, you know.
But a lot of this, and I always like to put it all in context.
Yeah.
The internet is all happening all at once, and everyone's telling their stories all at once, which leads me into something I've always wanted to say to people. Most of us, when it comes into dating or being out in the world in general, like when we was coming up, the things we got into and the knowledge we got was because we went out there and we did it, or someone directly adjacent to us had gotten into something and we learned that way. And maybe sometimes we listened to an elder, but most of the time we didn't, right? We had to, like I always say, we had to test the fire. So we had like a little bit of like wide-eyed naivete when we went out there and did it, which made it fun and adventurous, right? Yeah. These kids go out now and they got the world's experience on their head before they've experienced anything for themselves. A woman go out on a date, she already worried about being raped, beaten in the alley. This dude that got unresolved trauma. Is he fully healed? Was anybody saying or worried about that when we was going out? Nah. But now they go out and they got the world's trauma happening to them. Not really happening to them, but they carrying it because the internet's talking about everything. Yeah. So we say, oh, these girls, they shouldn't be this and they shouldn't be that. I mean, part of it is you got to go out there and live and experience stuff.
True. But here's the thing. Just like you said, this generation, they have amples amount of examples of what to do and what not to do. They got the world at their fingertips.
Still got to get out. You still got to get out there. You still got to.
Yeah, but I mean, you turn on Law and Order, and in the first 5 minutes, you'll see some shit that you shouldn't do. Don't put yourself in a position. Don't drink and drive and go off the side of the road. Don't decide, hey, it's 4 a.m. It's a nice breeze. I'm going to be a damsel in distress and run through the woods. Like, what are you doing?
Bro, I don't know what you talking about.
I'm just talking about, you know how like girls go jogging and stuff like that. Like, why are you running through Central
that's
Park?
TV, man. Nobody really doing that in real life, bro.
Where do you think them stories come from? There's real people out here just getting murked off dumb shit. Like, come on. Like,
Somebody is jogging at 4 a.m. in the morning in Central Park.
the time might not be right, but yes,
Okay.
women get snatched up on all these little jogging trails all the time. Because what'll happen is a lot of these girls, they'll be consistent with their scheduling, and all it takes is a little nigga to notice you one time, like, that's a bad bitch. Let me circle back around this time, same time next week.
But think about what you're saying and what it's like for a woman to live in that world where I have to walk around and be cognizant of all this danger.
Yes.
Where the person who's committing the danger,
Yes.
nobody really telling them or training them to not do that shit. Now, I'm not saying like train your boys to not rape. Like, people inherently know the raping is
Right.
So it's not something you got to train.
Being a father of daughters, I'm sure you've trained them in more than one way of how not to go out there and get raped. You've trained them right, like to be cautious of this, look out for this. Like, as a father, I'm sure you've done that.
Actually, no, my wife is the main one who's done that because she's a woman and she knows what it's like and what to look out for when you're in a situation.
Right.
So
Okay.
she's talked to them more about that. I'll talk to them more about general stuff like making smart decisions and paying attention to your surroundings.
And that's what I mean. Ultimately, I mean, in a marriage, yes, you're in the ideal situation where both parents are raising the kids, but that's what I mean. You know.
Well, what I keep saying is I just don't want to veer into what they call victim blaming, where I understand that everyone believes there's a little bit of responsibility a person is supposed to have, but at the same time, like we talked about in another podcast, the person committing the crime is the one at fault, not the victim. And once a person is victimized, there's like nothing you can come back and say, well, maybe I shouldn't have provoked a man that was going to beat me. Like, you can't say that. He could have just like not did that. So I just want to like let us not be victim blaming here.
Oh, I'm definitely.
I get what you're saying.
No, I'm the furthest one from that. Listen, everybody said Mike was out here touching kids. You know what I always say? Why the hell you had your kids around Mike?
Money, but yeah.
Take some accountability, parents.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
It's like,
Same thing
how
with
you gonna be over here? Mike touched my kid. Where was you? Oh, in the hotel across the street.
Yeah,
Nigga.
as soon as I hear about that shit, I'm tripping.
Yeah,
Like,
and then you hear that, and then you bring your kid around again.
Like you said, like I would never, we're talking about the mic thing, and we talk about kind of accountability. I would not let my, let's say, 8-year-old son go hang out with a grown man. I don't care how, that's weird, man. That's weird. But he probably offered him some money. They probably talked about it like, we could really use that $20K. And they offered their child up, and then they turn around and blame Mike.
And that's fine. If you want to sell your kid for $20,000, you want to use that. You want to use that to go get a down payment on the house. I get it.
And come back and then sue the person.
That's my thing. I get it. We all from the hood. Listen, when we was younger, you put $20,000 in front of us, ain't no telling what kind of decisions we would have made.
Shit.
But what I'm saying is, don't take that $20,000. Don't take that money and that fame and them connections and flights and then come back later, touch my kid's booty. Like, no, you put your kid in the position to get his booty touched.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
But both true.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be leaving your kid with this person, but then he shouldn't be doing that.
Oh, absolutely.
You can still come back and say, okay, I may have. You can say, I can't say,
well,
ignorantly.
Yeah.
Let my child out.
Well, let me play devil's advocate real quick.
Play devil's advocate.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate real quick. For the record, I don't think Mike did any of that shit. I'm just gonna put that out there. I don't think he did none of this shit. What I'm saying right now, I'm just talking off of what other people have said. I wasn't there, so I don't know. Mm-hmm. The only famous kid I know that was around him was Macaulay Culkin, and he always has gone on record and said Mike has never done anything like that to him. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna take everybody at their word. Now, with that being said, this is the devil's advocate part. Mm-hmm. Now, is Mike wrong for touching that little kid if he paid for that little kid and got consent from the parents? Go.
Yes.
Why?
Because that's wrong. Like I said,
what makes it wrong? No, I'm
going to tell you.
I'm just saying, what makes it wrong?
I'm an open-minded person, and
remember, 500 years ago we were slaves. But
I know that what is considered wrong is different from continent to continent, culture to culture.
Absolutely.
We'll eat a beef hamburger while someone else is worshiping that cow, right?
Absolutely.
But the one thing that is universal, as known as evil, is abuse towards children everywhere. There's few things that the world can agree are bad and evil.
So
that is one of them. So it doesn't matter if he paid and they gave consent.
All right. I like that. I like that word abuse. I'm gonna have some fun with this.
Oh God.
So it's universally bad for abuse, right? But like I just said, 500 years ago, we was getting our ass whipped, right? By slave masters. You fast forward in our generation, I vividly remember getting my ass whooped with irons, belts, going outside, having to peel my own weapon off the tree, getting the switch with the most thorns.
Yeah.
Would that fall underneath abuse? Right. It's abuse, right? Okay. So now let's go back to Mike. Now let's say I'm this multimillionaire, and listen, I'm not in that position, but I hear once you get into that position of the elite, you get bored and you look for things that are entertaining, because once you reach so much of a vast fortune, I mean, the guy built his own amusement park. So that right there tells you he was just bored. So let's say he got his rocks off by watching little kids, little 8-year-old boys or girls or whatever, just dance on his bed to his videos. Now, let's say he's not touching them, but he just likes to see that, right? Let the parents know what's going on, put money in their pocket, make sure that they're good, house is paid for. I just want to sit here and watch your kid dance around to beat it.
Is he naked?
Sure. Let's say he's naked.
Well,
or
let's cross the line.
And why did that cross the line? Because you got consent from the parent.
You got consent from the parent to have the person beat the kid be naked?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the abuse. Abuse by the parents, abuse by Mike. The child is the unwitting victim in this. If you're saying that Mike just like to watch kids dance to his music videos, period.
No.
Regular clothes on.
For the record, that's a hypothetical scenario.
I get it.
Oh, okay.
We know we still in hypothetical.
Okay, gotcha.
And he just like to watch kids dance to his music. And it's just regular clothes, kids just joyfully dancing around. And he got joy out of that. And then he paid somebody for it, which is only weird because he could probably get that without have to actually pay for it. But I would say that doesn't cross into abuse because no one's being exploited or anything here.
Okay.
It'd be the same as paying people to choreograph a dance.
Okay.
Just unchoreographed. But once you make somebody strip down nude and it turns sexual, now it's abuse. And the kid's going to be uncomfortable doing that.
And this is an abuse because of the kid's age?
Yes.
So what in your mind, what would be the right age for a transaction like that?
When a person is an adult and legally able to make their own decisions, then it is not legal.
What would that age be for you? Because they say we can't drink till we're 21, but we can go overseas and get shot at 18. So you tell me.
I'm going to say 18.
So 18 is when you're an adult in your moral world.
No. And you're not like developed enough to make, but legally speaking.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. So I'm just, for all intents and purposes,
because now
18 is the.
But also at 18, besides the alcohol thing, a person has power over themselves in the eyes of the law and everything. So they can make that decision for themselves.
Okay. But I just want to.
What are you getting at?
I'm getting at it right now. So with the 18, right? Okay. So because that's the legal age, right? So in these states, for example, where you can get married at 14 and get a wife and get her pregnant and all that, that was the legal age, right? So some would say 14, depending on where you are, because like your original example, depending on where you at.
Nasty territory.
I am getting in some nasty territory, and it's only going to get nastier. But listen, so now at the age of 14, if that's legal, right? In some states and whatnot, depending on who you're asking, it's legal, right? Mm-hmm. So now let's take this off of Mike now, and let's go to Robert.
Oh,
the girl.
Kelly?
Yes,
okay.
Mr. Kelly. Mm-hmm. Mr. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. That woman or that girl, depending on who you ask, was 14, they say. Mm-hmm. Why is he in hot water because of that?
A, because it's not legal. B, there's a power dynamic is really the biggest thing there.
Okay.
So He has power and influence that she simply does not have. He can make her life hell and ruin her. He just has cachet, if you will, as a person that he doesn't. So he can, if she doesn't, so he can use that to influence not only her. That's what he did.
Yeah.
Not only her, but the people around her, her family, all the other orbiters.
That's the important part. Because my next question to you was going to be, could your daughter at the age of 14 be sneaking off with R. Kelly or any artist without you knowing about it?
Without me knowing about it?
Yeah.
I mean, you said it's without me knowing about it. Yeah, it could happen. If I don't know how I know about it.
Frequently, like how this was happening. At the age of 14.
Oh, nah.
That's what I'm saying. At the age of 14.
At 14, my kids, most of the time.
At 14, you're picking them up from school.
Yeah,
you know the schedule. Like,
unless you just got kids who run the street, period, and that them being gone for hours over the weekend is normal. That's
our generation. These kids ain't outside no more.
Yeah. But this was during that time, though, when that stuff was messed up. It was like
this is true. This is true. But going back to that example, those parents.
For me, it's once you find out. I'm not going to blame the parents for not knowing. If you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
People have to work.
You blame the parents
for all kinds of stuff.
Do you blame the parents for spinning the block?
We're going back?
Yeah.
Yes. Once you knew that your child was being abused and taken advantage of.
Yeah, and then he just waves these Benjamins in your face and you turn a blind eye.
Yeah. So they're just as guilty. And again, the girl is a victim not only by R. Kelly and the system that enabled R. Kelly, but by even their own parents.
Yeah, because I don't like to use in these examples the children, because I'll always say that the children are the victim because they don't know any better. They're young. Yeah. They don't know what's going on. Listen, if I was 14 and I had this bad 30-year-old woman sucking me off, first of all, nobody's ever going to know about it.
I don't know about that.
No, because I wouldn't tell a soul.
You're 13, 14. You're not as smart as you think you are.
No, I'm telling you right now.
And the adults will figure
as horny as I wouldn't tell nobody.
I know you wouldn't tell nobody, but at 13, 14 years old, you're not as smart and as sneaky as you think you are.
Oh, no.
Ain't nothing new under the sun.
No,
and your parents would figure out something's off. Maybe not know exactly what.
Listen,
they figure out
I definitely slipped up plenty of times as a kid,
Yeah. But the thing about what's weird is when you talk about this with men all the time, it's weird. Women, it's very cut and dry. And I think I know why, because most of the time women know what kind of maturity and what kind of exploitation they were capable of getting victimized with at a certain age and range.
Yeah.
Where men oftentimes have, by the way we look at women, we'll think, okay, well, this 14-year-old is, 5'10", heavy up top and on the bottom, curvy. We think, okay, woman, but that's not true. Just her body grew up, but her mind is still young.
Right.
But men are lustful in the way we look at it. So we are tend to tint that to be like, look at her, she grown, she acting grown, therefore she grown. But women know better because they've been in that body all this life.
Right.
So you're always going to get this when the discourse comes. The men are always going to be like, well, she knew what she was doing, and the girls are going to be like, no, she didn't.
Yeah, you're right. All right, that's enough of that talk. It started to enter a weird zone.
I was wondering where you was going.
But it's a discussion that needed to happen. It's got to be out there for the people. Because it's a lot of things going on out in the world and nobody's talking about it.
All right, let's switch to something else. Something that I've been wanting to talk about.
All right, what you got?
So we getting old now. I do say we, bruh.
Still got my hairline.
You ain't
still out here, boy.
I used to have braids like you, but it'll catch up with you, dog. It'll catch up with
you. Still here for now.
Or maybe it won't. Maybe your things just turn gray and you get that cool.
No, so my flaw is I got the hair, I got the hairline. I just can't grow a beard. That's my flaw.
Mine is unreigned.
Yeah.
But at our age, we have to take better care of ourselves as far as like health and stuff goes.
Yeah.
So as a single person, what do you do to take care of yourself both physically and mentally? Do you do nothing, or do you actually have some things you like to do to keep yourself, I don't know, in shape?
The childish me, when you said that, I wanted to be like, yeah, that's exactly what I do. Nothing. Get it? But anyway. But no, what I do in my older age now I'm at that senior age, getting there. I like to do things like, besides the obviously, physicals and doctor appointments for and dentist appointments, that stuff we've been doing since kids. But yeah, I like to I like to be more conscious about like what I'm eating now, because I do realize that food, drinks, like stuff I put in my body, it don't hit the same as that iron teenage body, you know.
As an almost immediate,
you know,
now.
yeah, like some of them stories from 20 years ago. We down drinks like all day, eat carne asada burritos, and next day feel like champions. If I lived like that today, I would not get out of bed. Like I would feel like I'm about to die. So yeah, so today I try to stay active, you know. I try to do like little walks. I try to go to the gym. I still try to actively play basketball when I go to 24-hour fitness, stuff like that, because I'm just trying to be more active while I can be, because I hear basically what the old heads tell me is if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. So,
Sure.
So I mean, my jumping, my running, I try to still stay active with it so that way I can still do it when the time comes, you know. And then it also helps in the bedroom. But one of the things that I do want to get done before I turn 41, because I just turned 40 this year, I'm not comfortable with it, but I do like to live. So
what is it?
I'm not looking forward to it, but I got to get up on the table, toot that thing up, and let them go up in my booty. Pause.
I got a colonoscopy story for you.
Oh my goodness. Let's hear this shit. No pun intended.
So this wasn't that long ago, maybe 10 years ago. I had like this like dull burning pain in my like lower left abdomen here, and I just kind of ignored it.
Okay.
But every time I ate something, especially something spicy, it would like really flare up.
Okay.
So I go to the doctor. Doctor says, you got polyps on your intestine. Polyps? It's like, yeah, he explained what they were.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, we just, go in there, you scrape them out. It's an easy procedure. I was like, okay, bet.
I don't like the word scrape. Going there and scraping a sensitive area.
So we set the appointment. And he gives me this powder. It's in two container powder. And he's like, you want to A, stay at home and don't go nowhere all day for this, and B, drink it with some Gatorade or something to help it go down easier. I was like, okay, doc. Now, dude, during this time, as I was running a business, I was super busy. I don't know, man. I just felt like I just wasn't listening to what he was saying. Like, he was saying stuff. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But I wasn't paying attention.
See where this is going.
So I get up in the morning, one Saturday morning.
Yeah.
It was a Saturday morning. And I start drinking this thing, dude. Oh, my God. My stomach went crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Everything came out.
Oh, yeah.
And then once everything stopped coming out, more just started coming out. Basically just pissing out your ass.
Yep.
I was like, oh, God, have mercy on me.
Yeah.
That's not the end of it.
Yeah.
The next day, they told me I was going to get a colonoscopy, right?
Yeah.
My dumb ass didn't even think about what it was, look it up or anything. I'm like, okay, bet, medical procedure, whatever. Right?
Okay.
It'll be, the doctor made it like it'd be all easy. And he's like, you got any questions? Like, no, I'm good. I got it. And I should have got the hint by the surprise on his face that I wasn't tripping.
Yeah.
But he was like, really? You have no problems or nothing? No, I'm good, doc. He's like, okay, well, see you tomorrow. Like he pointed like that, right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm be here, okay. So after the cleansing, right? After the cleansing is what I like to call it. I go into the doctor, and they get me ready. So put the little paper thing on, right? And I go into this room. Doctor's talking to me about something. Again, bro, I don't know what I was doing. I just wasn't paying. I was thinking about work. I was looking at my phone. I just wasn't paying attention. So I roll over on my stomach and I look over to the first. So what happened first was he gave me the just drink to like knock me out or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool. So as this drink is kicking in, this is what happens, bro. I look over at the monitor and I notice the monitor, like it's like a little camera that's like looking at my foot.
Yeah.
So I look down at my foot and I see this rod and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I don't know why they did this. In the room next to me, the door is open.
Yeah.
And let me move this mic so I can show you. There's a doctor with his arm up on another guy's ass like this.
Yeah.
Literally like just doing this, looking up at the camera.
Yeah.
And now I realize what's happening. I'm like, oh shit. And then I'm out.
Yeah.
Passed out, gone. I wake up, sitting up, half dressed. The nurse is like, Mr. Ward.
Yeah.
I'm like, where am I?
Yeah.
It's like, your wife is here to pick you up. I'm fully dressed, bro. I don't even know. Like, I just don't have my shirt on. I'm like, what the fuck? And I come out there, and it took a minute for me to realize it. And then once I was walking out, my wife came out and pulled up to get me.
Yeah.
And I sat in the car, and I felt that little, when I sat down, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
man. So, bro, a colon, I don't know. I think it's a little different now because that was a while ago.
Yeah.
Bro, it was a pro right up the butthole. And I didn't realize what the fuck was happening until right before it was happening. Yeah. Can you imagine? You're starting to fade out, and you just see a doctor with his arm up on some dude's ass like this and just doing that.
Yeah, because now the fear just kicked in like, oh, wait, he's about to do that to me. Yeah. And then life is fading just as you know it.
Now I'm waking up in the camp protest.
Is that the only time you got that done?
Yeah, bro. I'm trying to
well, at least that's good. At least you don't, remember when you got a...
Yeah, a doctor brought it up to me because I do the same thing, yearly checkup like you.
Yeah.
And they brought it up, like, hey, I see you got a colonoscopy 10, 12 years ago. You should get this done every few years. I'm like, I'm good. I don't got no pains. I'm straight. Well, you got to get one done again. So, yeah, okay. But I'm good right now.
And the only reason because I feel fine, but the only reason I want to get it done is because, we lost, Chadwick Boseman, colon cancer.
Oh, yeah.
So, and from what I've done in the research, had he, the thing is, he got it in his 30s, but basically it's one of those things where had he went early on, they could have caught it and he'd still be here today. So it's like, damn. It's like I felt obligated once I read that, because then it's like, okay, well, we know this guy died when he was like 41, 42. Mm-hmm. Here I am 40 now. The recommended age is once you hit 40. So it's like, all right, I can't.
But it's normal, man. When you're young, you feel invincible. And you're like, man, I don't need to go to the doctor, get looked at every year. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even worried about it.
It's only one type of people that do that, and that's black men. That's black men.
It's all of us.
That's black men for the most part. We take our lumps and keep them up. I ain't going to no hospital. I ain't going to no clinic.
Yeah, I've known plenty of others that done that too.
Yeah.
That be like, I'm not going. Usually true. Most of the time it'd be out of fear.
Yeah.
But for us, it's true. We just like, I'm good. It's like, but you can't even straighten out your arm. Let's sleep on it. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
But also too, them doctor bills. Doctor bills. You ever got, I'm sure you got to check when they send you the bill in the mail or something.
Listen, I'm already upset. Like when I go to get my physical, because when it's nice to just know things. Mm-hmm. So when I get my physical and I'm sitting here and I still get like a tab, I'm like, the fuck am I paying insurance for? Like, like y'all don't even cover this? I'm like, dang, Lord, forgive me if I get shot. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, I got to spend $300 something every time I get a damn physical. Like, and that's with the discount.
What about your mental health? That's a new buzzword right now anyway.
Yeah, well, we grew up in the era where, we didn't have mental health. We didn't have mental health awareness. If you had something that was wrong with you, they would just say, quit acting like a little bitch.
Or he crazy, or he's special.
Or he crazy, yeah.
You wouldn't get no help for it.
Yeah. It's like either you crazy or you a bitch. Which one is it? You crazy or you a bitch? Oh, you ain't a bitch, so you crazy, And unfortunately, that's the toxic environment we grew up in. I would say today, though, this right here, podcasting, this is a form of my mental health. That's one. And then I have a handful of, close individuals that I keep close to the chest that I, like yourself and others that I talk with you guys about certain things. That's how I get my rocks off. Like you're the type of individual.
So you're not going to pause that one. There's other shit you be pausing.
What?
You just said to me that's how I get my rocks off.
Now you see this guy thinking about gay stuff. Talking about pause. I wasn't even thinking about that. But yeah, pause. So no, what I was saying was, so like I have, there's things that I'll throw the names out there. There's things I'll talk to you about. There's things I'll talk to Jay about. There's things I'll talk to Dana about. There's things I'll talk to Coco about. There's things I'll talk to Alan about. Like I have a circle of close people that I have different issues in my own life that I can project to them and look for answers, and you guys give it back to me. So that's what works for me. Now, if I didn't have that, then yeah, I'd probably go find some stranger and go do some therapy. But I feel good because I have you guys that I can reach out to about certain things. And once I have those talks, because I'm at the point now with my age, I don't mind being vulnerable to my close people. I'm not just vulnerable to strangers because, you know, we also grew up in the era of ain't no snitching. You know, it feels too much like snitching. I ain't gonna tell you my whole life. Think I don't know you. Nah. So yeah, that's how I pause, get my rocks off in that regard.
Okay. Man, you know what? Starting with the physical health thing, I don't think I ever would have really gotten into it if it wasn't for my wife. And my stuff is more just making sure I get my checkups, taking any medications if I get any, things of that nature. But as far as like physical stuff, like working out, like, bro, I'm gonna blame that on my wife that I don't do it enough. You know why I'm gonna blame it on her?
Why is that?
Because she always telling me I'm fine and sexy and shit. She always clawing all up on me, telling me I look good and all of that. It doesn't inspire me to want to like lose it, because she's like, you look good, babe, I love you. And like, so I could chill and eat burgers and do nothing, and like it'll be good. Like I have to really just want to do it for myself. So I do like get into a certain range where it's more like I work out for like actual health and not for aesthetics. So I get my cardio going. I try to eat a little better. We do it together. But I don't really do it for the aesthetics of trying to be like swole or nothing like that, because, you know, for real, my wife is good. Sometimes I'd be like, I wish you would tell me you was fat and that you're not attracted to me no more, that I hit the gym harder. She'd be like, never that. So I blame her for being not.
I mean, I'll shoot your wife some bail. I mean, in that regard, I mean,
I blame her like it's a bad thing.
What's the phrase? They say beauty is an eye of the beholder, or whatever that cheesy shit is. But I believe it in a sense of you're not just fine and handsome to her just on the outside, but also on the inside, because you're a thorough individual. So let's say on the outside, not that I'm rating you, but let's say that you're like a 7, right? Because of who you are inside, it probably translates to a dime to her, you know, because you're not her first man. I'm sure she's dated other individuals. I'm sure she's seen what's out there, and you're at the top of the pedestal. So, and you know, and that's what happens also with guys. Like when we look at a certain woman, it's like, yeah, we might see somebody that looks better than our woman, but that's just on the physical. You might, whatever they got on the inside ain't holding a candle to your girl or to your wife.
Yeah,
and
about that.
And that's what supersedes everything.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, you're right.
You know.
And as far as my mental health goes, like, see, this is the weird shit about this that's gonna be different than you.
Okay.
I am the guy that almost everybody I know comes to for advice and stuff, to talk about things. My wife says it all the time. People call me randomly all the time, from old coworkers to longtime friends or whatever. Call me and talk to me for advice, lay something on me. When I get a new job, it's like, I don't know, maybe it's just the way I talk to people. Like, people will start kind of just asking me stuff and really get my advice. And then, so I'm always giving advice and taking on like people's, I wouldn't say I'm taking on stress, because I guess I'm mentally strong enough. I don't take on the worry of it. But for me, do I have anybody that I do that for? I'm actually really good at compartmentalizing and rationalizing stuff. But I think doing that like deprives me of sleep sometimes.
I guess
because I can literally think about things while I'm sleeping, which will hurt my sleep. Or, you know, I'm at work, I'm daydreaming, but I'm working out something in my head or something like that. I do that kind of thing a lot. If there was one person I would say, it'd probably be my older brother. I definitely called him and talked to him about stuff when I was having a hard time with certain issues. And same thing, he calls me and talks to me about stuff going on with him as well. But I don't really have like a circle of people, but I think that's because I don't really need one. And I have my wife, like, for real, like, I bounce a lot of stuff.
Best friend. It's your best friend.
You know what's funny about that statement is that for years I argued with my wife that she was not my best friend. Because in my mind, because again, I'm a person who needs to put things in compartments. That's how I keep it all from making me crazy. One thing has to be here, and here. So for a best friend occupied a certain space for me at that time in my life, and a wife occupied another space. So to me, she could not be my best friend, right?
Because in your eyes, she was over here in the wife compartment.
But over the years, it's like bled into it, especially as you have less and less friends you hang out with as you get older and stuff too. So I think I've conceded to her, and that wasn't that long ago, maybe a couple of years ago. And okay, I guess you're my best friend.
I mean, because that's what a real relationship is all about. You don't want somebody that they just there as a vessel to have sex with. You want somebody that you can have a conversation with. You want somebody that you can build with, grow with, learn from. Like, you want a true partner. And what's the extension of partner? Friend. And that's your best partner. That's your best friend.
I guess I agree with you. Not the partner part.
I mean, but it is a
when
partnership.
I mean partners is when you think, like, when you think in business, your partner could be a partner, but not your friend.
But at the end of the day, relationship, marriage, that is all a business. How you
telling me about marriage? Preach to me, brother.
I'm telling you, it's a business, because what'll happen with any business if you don't work hard on it? It'll fail.
For sure.
It's the same thing.
For sure.
And you've turned the beginnings of your pick-a-deal relationship into a Walmart.
They're not gonna get that joke, dog.
It's okay. Those that know it get the joke. But you turned it from a little mom and pop shop to this franchise business because you've been on top of your stuff.
Mostly. But that's what we're here for.
I'm like, you guys are still here, so you're doing something right. It's going to be some wrongs. I mean, just like with a business, you're going to take some returns. You're going to take a couple losses in inventory, obviously.
But overall, we up.
But overall, you up.
Yeah.
The business is running smooth.
You hear that, babe? We up. We up, baby.
That's right. But yeah, so that's, and I think that's also probably why you don't really need to talk to anybody about your issues. Because you just said so many people call you about their issues that you already have the conversations in your head now. So when you do come across something that you would probably have to talk to somebody about, somebody's probably already brought that to your front door and you hashed it out. So now you're sitting there thinking like, okay, I could do this. Boom. You already got the answers right there because everybody going to see you. You Google.
Yeah. Most people that do, though, I will say most people that do come to me for advice are people that are a good deal younger than me. Yeah. Well, at least 5 years or more younger than me. They see me. It's funny because I don't see myself as like this great success, but other people looking out like, man, you got the house, the marriage, the car, all this stuff. You got the kids. You got the dream.
I was gonna say you got the typical American dream. You got to remember where we came from, bro.
I remember.
I think sometimes you've been gone too long, so you forget.
Oh, nah, I remember.
Come on, bro. Like we said, the 626. Like, come on, the humble beginnings, staying with your in-laws. Come on, you came a long way, bro. You got your own house. You started your own businesses. You know, some have failed, some have succeeded, but it's all a learn. It's all a learning process. So now when you start the next thing, you know how to handle it, and you're doing things
still
better.
More to go.
It's still more to go. You ambitious. You're not settling for just like the basic kind of lifestyle. You always trying to keep elevating.
Okay, D Money coming through with the pep talk, baby. I love that. Okay.
No, but I'm just being real. Like you're doing all that. You got the kids, you got the wife. Like, bro, like you living.
I know that.
And when I see situations like that, like me, that's my biggest. That's what makes me happy is when I see others that I love and care for, like striving for greatness. I love it. When I see how good Dana's doing, when I see how good you're doing, I see how good Jay's doing, like, I love it. It's just like, not too long ago, my boy Alan, he wasn't doing the greatest, but I put him on to the kind of work that I was doing. He went out to New Hampshire for a couple of years, got his stuff together. Now he's out here. He's in a management position now. And, and it's all stuff that,
he bounced back. Okay.
He bounced back, and I like to see that, because I'm not happy if all my niggas not eating, then I feel like I'm not eating, because I want all my niggas to be doing good.
Yeah, I can't feel that way no more. I got to make sure my family is doing good.
Absolutely. You got to make sure the nest is good, but at the same time, if you're seeing I'm down bad,
oh yeah,
you're gonna try and at least extend an olive branch, and then that's on me to accept it. Like if I'm not trying to better myself, then obviously you got to clip that olive branch so the tree could grow better. You got to.
Yeah, we've been cool for a long ass time, bro. I would never be worried that you're not gonna hustle if I gave you opportunity.
Right. Yeah. So yeah. But what I'm saying is if let's say over the years I've changed and now I'm not this individual that you remember, like I just unmotivated, I'm just bringing you down, you're going to have to just distance yourself. If you're trying to help this person and they're not trying to help themselves, it's only but so much you can do.
I'd be like, damn, nigga. And SD, you was the man, nigga. What the fuck happened to you? See, corny jokes ain't coming just from you, nigga. I can do that shit too.
Got the sickest vendetta when it come to the cheddar. Yeah, that's funny though. But yeah, so yeah, as far as that goes, yeah, man, I like to see it. I like to see and hear everybody going good because we've lost soldiers along the way. Lost friends along the way.
Some niggas just disappeared. Like we don't even know what happened to them.
Yeah, and some niggas disappeared, but I've seen them from afar and they're doing good. They just had to remove themselves from the situation, and I like that. Like shout out to my boy Adam. I haven't seen Adam since he left San Diego. I don't know if you remember. He used to drive like a little Toyota Tercel.
And he had the arcade machines in his room.
Probably.
So him.
He was always he looked like kind of like an Indian dude. He had like green eyes or something like that. I can't remember what his eyes looked. He had like exotic eyes, but he was like around that. Well, you might have just missed him actually. Maybe he might have left like right when you came in the picture. I can't remember, but anyway, I haven't seen him since we had a conversation when he was leaving San Diego. And it was like, it's a conversation that I kind of go back to sometimes in my mind. It was like he realized early on that like nothing from this life that he's living right now, nothing good is going to come from this. He needs to remove himself from the hood and go do something and live a life. And he just came to me one day and he was just like, yeah, bro. He's like, I'm leaving San Diego. I forgot where he said he was going, but it was like a whole nother country. Like he was like, I'm going to a whole nother country, gonna go to school, do this other stuff. And he was like, we had like a man-to-man talk. We sat down and he was just like, this might be the last time we see each other. And lo and behold, this still is the last time that I've seen him. We are friends on Facebook, so I'm able to, keep, I don't sound like a fed or anything, but I can keep tabs on him.
I got you.
And yeah, he's living a great life. He's got his wife, he's got his daughters and everything. And we don't talk like we used to, obviously, because, one, I'm a different person today. He's a different person. Mm-hmm. But I hang on to that nugget of seeing that he had that realization early on, like, yo, I got to get serious. I got to buckle down because, the way he was living, like he was a hothead. He always carried a gun with him. Like he was like the type where, you say the wrong shit to him. Like I remember he was overprotective of his sisters. Like, and me, I'm a little jokester. I'd be like, damn, man, your sister looking kind of good. He's like, fuck you said? Like, I'm like, hey, bro, just chill. Like, just saying your sister
I don't
good.
remember this dude.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm chill. I'm like, your sister look good. That's all I'm saying. And like, I won't bring it up no more. Dang, she ain't my type. I'm just giving you a compliment. He's like, just leave my sister name out your mouth. Like it was like we were boys in high school, and as soon as I said that, it was like the switch flipped. It was like, nigga, who is you talking to?
Mm-hmm.
So he's that type of individual. Well, he was that type of individual back then, and he had the common sense to. And I'm sure some of it might have been pressure from like his sisters or his mom and whatnot, but the fact that he followed through with that and he's living a great life, far away from the hood. I love that. I love that for him. I love to see that.
No.
Yeah.
Well, men out there, y'all make sure you take care of your health, your physical and mental health, especially as y'all get older. You know what I'm saying? That's something we all will often neglect. Even in my case, I have a cheerleader and my wife to help me do that kind of stuff. For all y'all single cats out there, it's definitely something you need to keep up with because it will catch up with you. You will not be young and strong forever. I promise you that.
Yeah, go see the doctor and toot that thing up. Pause.
Wow. Bro.
What?
See, now you about to make me join this damn podcast. You be saying...
Is that not what you're doing? You getting yourself in position for them to come put something in your ass, right? I'm just saying.
Okay.
Toot that thing up, make it comfortable for yourself. I mean, however that is.
I don't know if hopefully if there's a new procedure, maybe you can do that shit without shoving a camera up your ass now. I don't know.
Let me ask you a personal question.
Oh, God, nigga, what?
Have you ever had your ass eaten?
No.
Okay. I've had it once. Anyway, we move on. So,
Woo!
Black-owned businesses.
Oh, yeah. I got a lot to say about this.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not going to go all the way in.
Okay.
But it's been something I've been saying. Oh, nigga. It's something I've been talking about with my wife and others for years, even before this new thing with the Keith Lee reviews and all that. You know what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Wasn't he like a fighter or something like that?
Yeah, he was an MMA fighter before,
Okay.
yeah. And then he got into, I don't know how he turned into a food critic, but he did it.
You shit on my restaurant. I'm going to go review some of your old fights and you was getting your ass whipped. Anyway, go on.
And from being a black business owner myself and then dealing with other businesses, it's like, it is an unspoken thing that a lot of people don't like to talk about, but it's true. Like, customer service most of the time is very terrible at a black-owned business, especially restaurants, but even general black-owned business. Most of the time, obviously nothing is universal, but I think I have sort of a theory on why that is.
Oh, this is good. This is good. Cameron, you rolling? Rolling? All right.
I think for black people, as black people, there was a time in our lives from our parents' time or even before maybe their parents, our grandparents, where jobs of service and servitude is all we can get as black people. And we had to basically eat shit to keep those jobs. Now, the current generation, our generation, maybe even our parents, we didn't really have to deal with it like that, but we heard about it at length. We've seen it in all the movies and all the TV shows where, you know, there's some black lady taking care of this white people's family, or a black man having to serve at a restaurant or something, have to enter through a different door, all of that stuff. So our generation is like, fuck that. We not dealing with that shit. Couldn't have been me because I'd have tripped out back then, right?
Right.
We're taking that same attitude. Not only do we bring that into the workplace, because I know there's two of the worst attitudes when people have a bad attitude at work is almost always somebody black.
Yeah.
But we take that ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do and fuck all that shit, and we bring it either to our job or worse to our business, because now it's my business. I really don't got to do nothing. I ain't gonna deal with no customers. I ain't gonna let you talk to me like that. Not understanding it's a customer service thing that you have to do, and if you're not in the customer service business, then you shouldn't have that business. But I think that's where it comes from. I really think that for us as black people, we came from a time, and now for us it's 2 or 3 times removed, so it kind of don't make sense now. But that's they talk about generational trauma or whatever. We feel like we are not going to be stepped on or shit on by anybody, customers or otherwise. And that leaks into our business dealings, where now if a customer comes in angry, we're not going to cow down to that person and say, oh, anything you want, I'm so sorry, please accept this apology and keep, patronizing my business. They will get the fuck out if you don't like this, or I'm gonna make you wait, or we don't take to-go orders after 3:00 or whatever the hell.
Right.
We can do whatever we want. And one of the biggest ones I saw was in 2020 when the epidemic really hit. Black businesses took off. In Dallas, there was a DFW, black-owned business, black-owned restaurant scene that just blew the hell up. There was even an interactive map that had a map where all the black-owned businesses was. And me, like everybody else, was so shit. Now I actually know where these black businesses are. Yeah. I'm going to try to patronize them.
Yeah.
And through this, a lot of them blew up, but some of them blew themselves up because they got a bunch of customers and they really showed their ass.
It wasn't ready. It wasn't ready.
They really showed their ass. It's like, hey, I'll come to your restaurant and wait an hour, right? But you at least give me some good service and be nice and thank me for waiting that time to spend my money with you.
Yeah.
Don't tell me
what you want.
Yep. Because they say, oh, well, he's tired. He's been here all day. This is the nature of the business, bro. And no one cares. And you always hear these people argue, say, oh, well, you don't care about that service when it's at a Chinese restaurant or a McDonald's. Let me refute that argument right now. First of all, we already know Chinese people or Asian people, Japanese people, but it's usually Vietnamese in my experience of the older generation, not so much the younger ones.
Yeah.
They don't fuck with us.
No.
But they will most definitely take our money.
Yeah, take the money all day.
And when you go into one of those restaurants, you don't necessarily get bad service. You just don't get no service.
Yeah.
They're not rude to you, but they're not nice.
Yeah.
That's what you really get when you go in there. I could take that. You know what I'm saying? And you still at least say thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
maybe.
As long as the price is right and the food come out good, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. And at McDonald's, who talking about customer service and stuff at McDonald's? Nobody give a damn about that. I think why black people are overly critical of the customer service at black businesses, and yes, we are overly critical and definitely expect it, is because, again, we're so used to going out into the world and going places, and when we get bad service, we're not sure if this place is just giving bad service or is it because we're black. Are they automatically think? I mean, I can't tell you. I didn't think about it until later, but I can tell you how many times I'm out at a restaurant with my wife and my kids, and some people come up to me and tell me how well behaved my children are.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was just looking at them like, "What is wrong?" Okay,
It's how kids supposed to act.
But the prejudice is there.
Yeah.
That's a lot of where that comes from. So we get that when we just out in the world. So then when we go in a black-owned restaurant or a black space, we expect to not only be treated normally, but even a little better because you're me and I'm you, right?
Right.
So then we're overly critical. And we are, again, I'll say it again, overly critical of black-owned businesses because we actually expect them to give us better service because you're black and so am I. And we can do that, and I think we've turned the corner where there was a time where it was both sides, where black people will come into a black-owned business and expect discounts and hookups and all of that, right?
I think that's still there, but
a little bit, but we turned the corner mostly where we will pay and tip a black-owned business of what you are worth, but we expect that customer service and stuff back.
Absolutely.
And the customer service portion hasn't turned the corner to us yet.
For the majority, yeah.
And some people do go out to restaurants or stuff and don't know how to act. Like there's that thing where a dude that owned a restaurant in Dallas and girls was twerking and he got up there and talked and told this ain't got that kind of restaurant.
Yeah.
And that's his business and he can make that statement and tell people.
It's his business. He can see it run how he pleases.
But I really think a lot of this comes from, the whole generational trauma thing, like I said before, where we want to be treated better within our own establishments, even better than we're treated in external establishments. And we expect much more out of you than we do.
Because we share the same skin color.
It's much like how you're super critical of your brother or your child, but a coworker is doing the same thing. You don't give a damn.
Right.
It's the same kind of thing. Like because we kinfolk, we expect you to treat us a lot better than that. And when it doesn't happen, we are definitely more critical and more sensitive to when it doesn't happen.
Yep.
So I think we haven't joined in that part yet, where I wouldn't say it's 100% people are willing to pay what they're supposed to pay when they go to a black-owned business and don't ask for a hookup. But it's definitely a thing now where the customer service is not quite there. And I think it's a conversation we can have to help things move forward because, like Ocho Cinco, when he talked about it, he was like, he don't like it. It's negative. It's messing it up for black-owned business. But I think this kind of critique is what we need in order to move forward.
Yeah, because now the battery is in people's backs to get your shit together. Because if this guy that's moving mountains when he does a review comes in and you're not on your A game, so be it. That's on you. Like you got to it's your business.
Yeah.
So you got to protect your business. Let's, call back to what we said about you handling your business. If you don't handle your business, it's going to fold up.
Yep.
So get out the way for another black man to run the business. If you can't do it, no, I'm being serious because, we can't be over here just acting like, just because we the only one on the block with soul food that, we could just shit in your face and just hand you some fried chicken. Like, no, like I'll go get the Chinese food before I get the fried chicken if I'm gonna be dealing with that shit.
Yeah, I can understand it. A lot of times now I think in my head when I say, okay, I'm about to spend this $15 on a combo meal from a chicken place. Mm-hmm. I know of 2 black-owned chicken places that are in this area.
Yeah.
I'm going to go spend my money with them. But conversely, man, there's, for instance, me and my wife talked about it at length and something with my brother as well. There's a place here in Dallas. It's down in DeSoto. I ain't going to say no name. But it's the best chicken sandwich I ever had in my life. Nothing has come close. Nothing.
No, you gotta say that name. You gotta say that name.
I'll tell you off air.
Oh, okay. He said they gotta put an ad up.
The problem is after I got the best chicken sandwich of my life once, right? Took my wife there. She said the same thing. Told my brother, who actually lives around the corner from there, he went there, said the same thing. That was years ago. Since then, every now and then I've tried to actually get over there. Every time I go there, they don't have no damn chicken sandwiches. They don't have the chicken for the chicken sandwiches. They got chicken wings. They got chicken thighs. They got the big ass sign up that saying how they won best chicken sandwich in Dallas, but they ain't got no damn.
I listen. I appreciate them for that. I'm glad that they're only going to sell the chicken sandwich if they have that chicken sandwich meat. Because let me tell you this, bro.
Bro, if your restaurant is only really known for one thing, you got to have that in stock at all times.
But let me give you an example of how that could backfire.
How?
Do you remember right before the pandemic when Popeyes had that chicken sandwich when it first came out? Like, I'm talking about when it first.
It wasn't even that good, but okay.
No, that shit was fire. I'm talking about when you didn't have it when it first came out. I could tell because you're saying it wasn't good. I had it twice when it first. I'm talking like that first month.
Okay.
And then they had a chicken shortage, and then it came back, bro. I don't know if they took Denzel's Blue Magic and stepped on it, but them chicken sandwiches did not taste the same after that. So so to go back to this chicken place you talk about in DeSoto, I appreciate that they're only going to sell it if it's going to be the product that they are known for.
If that were the case, if that was even the message that was given when I got there, other than the badass attitude, like, fuck you, we ain't got no chicken, order something else. You know what I'm saying? If that's what they said, hey, we source only the best quality chicken patties. And since we can't source those right now, unfortunately, I apologize. We're out of chicken patties. Please come back at another time. Check our Facebook page. That's good customer service. Don't look at me like I'm fucking crazy for being upset that I drove cross town to come get a chicken sandwich from you.
Right.
And you giving me attitude because I'm understandably annoyed that you don't have any chicken sandwiches. But this place ain't freaking, we'll put Popeyes. This ain't no national chain. It's one place.
Right.
And there's a line there, but it ain't that crazy. It seems unreasonable for them to often and always, in my experience, maybe I just got really bad timing.
To be out of what was popular?
Yeah, maybe I just got really bad timing to be out of that. And because of me being burned a few times, I've not been back over there to make the get.
Well, let me ask you this. You don't, like certain places like that, you don't call in ahead to make sure that they're stocked? Because shit happens.
Yeah. And a place with good customer service that answers their phone? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they would. But again, this goes back to that stuff in the 2020 pandemic and everything. People wasn't answering their phones. Yeah. They would take your order and then it'd be hours for you to get your food if you got it at all. They forgot you even ordered. People that came an hour after you were walking out with the food because they don't have the systems and stuff in place. I understand your business blew up, but like there's got to be a way for you to kind of handle that and slow down, maybe even stop taking orders. But with this place, like, again, if I drive all the way over there to get food from you, and maybe you don't know that it's all the way from me, but whatever, I'm a customer who's come to your location to spend my money, and you know what it takes to make this money at your restaurant. And you are out of the thing that I came here for, and I'm understandably upset. I'm not like, I ain't got no motherfucking chicken. Like, I didn't do all that. I was just like, damn, I came all the way out here to get the chicken y'all out. They's like, yeah. I was like, let me see what else y'all got. And it's like, well, we do stuff. The chick got like a really bad attitude with me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like I said, didn't give me that nice customer service blurb I said. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. And then I can't call because they don't ever answer the goddamn phone. So you got to just pop up. But black-owned businesses, a lot of times that's how they do.
So this is what we're going to do. It's probably not this, obviously not this episode, but maybe the next one or the one after that. I'm going to go there and I'm going to do a review on it and we're going to post it on here.
Yeah, on all our socials. Okay.
No, I'm going to insert it. Like I'm going to begin our episode with my review of the chicken place.
Okay.
And if it's good service, then I'll shout them out. If it's not, I don't want to be the one that tears them down.
If this because the service, I'll tell you what, that chicken will be good. If you get it.
Right. If they have it, right?
If they have it.
Is the chicken sandwich that they're known for. So what did you end up getting? Just some regular pieces of chicken, like breasts and wings and all that?
I didn't get nothing. You're not going to cop no attitude with me and them and give you some money? Fuck out of here.
So you left out of there hungry, bro, after that drive?
Where this place is, and I'm sure people who know the area.
Well, you went somewhere else, but what I'm saying, you took that drive and you walked in there hungry.
Listen to me. Where this place is, it's like a market. Yeah. And there's a bunch of stalls. Okay. So I just went to the one next to them and got some food. Oh, no, the other one down, because the one next to them is an Asian place. And I was like, bro, fuck y'all for not having a chicken sandwich and having a bad attitude with me, but I'm not going to go next door and give my money to the Asians. I'm not going to do that. So next to them was like this like seafood, fried seafood and stuff place.
Yeah.
With like pasta and noodles and stuff in it, whatever. I bought something from there instead because they had what they were known for.
Yeah.
They didn't have it. But like I said, I'm not going to spend my money with you.
Was that was a black place?
Yeah.
Black owned place?
Sorry. Yeah, black lady counter. I asked, is this a black owned business? They say yes.
Let me ask you this. I like to support black owned businesses as well. Is there a time where you won't support a black owned business depending on the product that they have? Like, what is it that a black person cannot sell you that you're not going to them for?
Chinese food.
Okay. That's hella funny to me because I just picture going into a Chinese food spot and you see a bunch of niggas in there. I'd be like, oh, hell no.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, like,
I'd be out of there with the quickness. Like, y'all niggas ain't making my bowl list.
Now, if it's Chinese food that's in like this Asian fusion restaurant that's black owned, okay. But we talking about the little regular Chinese spots.
I'm talking about a Chinese spot with the dragon logos on the boxes and everything.
With the old furniture, you know, anybody saying,
yeah.
Nobody
and
eats there.
Niggas in there like, what's up, homie? What you want?
Oh, no, hell no, I'm not eating that. Nope. The crazy thing about it is it's probably Mexicans in the back cooking that shit.
Well, what else? What about a Mexican food spot? Just a bunch of niggas.
Nah.
So, homie, you want some carne asada fries? You ain't rolling?
I asked a couple questions. Where you from? Where your recipe from? They were like, oh, I'm from Texas. Nope. If you say you're from Cali, Arizona, Nevada, those three, you got your.
If you're from the West Coast,
I fuck with it.
Okay. You give it a try.
Give it a shot. Yeah.
What you ordering off the black Mexican menu?
Oh God, man.
You gonna trust a nigga to make you some chimichangas?
I don't even think they will go and like make like a traditional Mexican restaurant. Like that shit will probably be like, I don't know, like fried chicken tacos or some shit. And with the bone in.
Yeah.
You know, I remember like old black people like my mom and my grandma would eat a chicken leg in bread.
Yeah.
And just eat around that shit. I always thought that shit was crazy as hell. But anyway, other stuff I wouldn't buy from black people. Oh man, I can't really think of it because, you know, black people actually, we don't.
I feel like I could tell you everything that you wouldn't buy from a black person.
Go ahead.
You're not going to a black-owned electronics store for anything.
They just selling electronics?
You selling electronics. You're not going in there for no portable hard drive or no camera or anything.
I would.
No, you're not.
I would, because that stuff is like, you know, retail boxed or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, what they gonna do to that?
Okay.
I would do that if it was like a mini Best Buy that was black owned. I'd buy that.
Okay. All right.
Give me something else.
Give you something else. Would you go to a black owned movie theater?
Well,
with the family.
It depends, right?
Where's that?
If we go into a black owned movie theater and the movie theater is like, it's almost like a little party you're trying to go to or whatever, like, you know, a concert movie type thing, and it's a black owned, you know, you guarantee to have a good time. If we party, black folk, we know how to party, right?
We do.
But if it's like a classic restaurant / movie theater, you know, where they like serve you food while you're sitting there watching a movie with something, hell no.
No. Okay.
Nope. I already know.
Why? It might have some good chicken and waffles in there, no?
Let me tell you why. Because, again, I'd have to study it, but oftentimes with black businesses, whoever's running the kitchen is probably like somebody's fucking cousin or something, and it's a separate business than the movie theater itself. You know what I'm saying? So I can if I complain to the waitress, she'll be like, "Well, that's Kenny's barbecue. You got to go back because you know it's gonna be a barbecue.
Yeah,
that's Kenny's barbecue. Yeah. You got to go back there and talk to him." And you go back there and talk to old boy. Ain't no refunds. You know, like I'm a chef.
Cash only.
Yeah, but like no substitutes. I don't do substitute. Like, it's so messed up, but this is our experience and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, you don't act like that when you go to Ruth's Chris? Yeah, true. But if I go to Ruth's Chris and ask for a substitute, I'm going to get it.
Yeah, that's true. Well, to a certain degree.
Depends on
can't go crazy on that menu. You can't be like, all right, substitute this. Like, no.
Yeah, a little something.
Substitute some sides.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Some garnishes.
Yeah, I can't be like going there. Well, I guess you could, but that's a waste. Some people go in there to get steak and get it well done. Bro, what are you doing? You a well done nigga?
I used to be. I'm not now. I haven't been a well done steak eater for years now.
That's the same.
But back in the day, back in the day I was making carne asada. Carne asada steak.
Yeah, and we definitely got our own biases against black-owned businesses, man. Like, really just comes down to the service. Any business where you feel like customer service is the main thing, where it's like one of the big things my wife wants to do is patronize and not support. So I say we don't want to support black, because support means you're like helping somebody who's not doing well.
Yeah.
Patronizing meaning you're just going to a business and partaking in their service like you would any other business, right?
It's a barter. You're spending money to get what you want.
But she can never find any black people to do her toes, because black people, we don't do feet.
So, really? That's the thing?
I wouldn't have known either, but my wife told me all about it. If she can go get her nails done by a black person, and they'll overcharge and take forever to do it.
Yeah.
While they talk and argue with their baby daddy and all the other shit that's going on.
Yeah.
But you won't find nobody that want to do toes, because black people don't touch feet. We think feet is nasty. But them Asians...
Oh, they listen, I go there and get my toes done.
They'll mess with the toes. They'll massage all in between your shit.
Yeah.
And take their money. They'll do that stuff.
Yeah.
I had a good friend of mine. I didn't call him a good friend. He's a coworker. He's from San Diego. Went to Hoover and everything.
Okay.
But his girl worked in a place like that, and she hated it. But she did it for the money. And you make sure not to have the disdain on your face, or you rub it on people's feet and all that kind of stuff. But it's something that they got to do. That's why they have that whole business cornered.
Yeah.
Because we don't even want to.
We won't touch it.
And it's just like I'm too good to touch on other people's feet kind of thing.
No, it's just we don't want to do it. Honestly,
that's why though. Like,
we have no interest in it. Black people, we only.
You think Asians have interest in it? They have interest in it,
but they were groomed early on.
They have interest in the money, bro, and they'll get what.
No, they were groomed early on. This is the thing. Like with Asians, they have all their foolproof businesses, the nails, the Chinese food spots. When they have the kids, it's just all a pass down. And then they take some stuff. Okay, you're gonna take over this corner. You're gonna put a Chinese food spot there. Like everything is already groomed for them. It's just like. So
if I started a feet and nails place and raised my,
it wouldn't work. No, it would not work.
I would blow. Actually,
it would not work.
How would it not work?
The same reason we're not going to see some niggas for some fucking boneless spare ribs and chicken wings.
That's where you're wrong. I'm trying to tell you right now, if anybody's listening to this podcast, if there was a black-owned nail place that did hands and feet for black people and did it, they will blow up and make tons of money. My wife will go there tomorrow. But as it stands right now, a lot of times she'll want to go into the Asians, because at least it's one spot they get both things done, rather than going to two different places, because they just don't do it. Black women are clamoring for, dude, it's not just about wanting to simply patronize black-owned business. We know that the Asians don't really like us and fuck with us like that. We don't really like giving them their money.
Yeah.
But our black people aren't even giving us an alternative to that. Not only that, when you're in that space with other black people and how we act and treat each other, we in that groove.
All right, let me play devil's advocate.
There we go.
If you started this business, right, and in order for this to work, you had to be the one doing the feet for the first 2 years, could you see yourself doing it for it to succeed?
Yes.
Okay. Then maybe
without a doubt.
Okay, then maybe it could work. See, and that's why you the man when it comes to business. Because me, I wouldn't do that shit. It'd be a black-owned business, and it'd be like a little Asian in there just for the feet.
But really, listen to me here.
Oh, I'm hearing you.
There is a wide open niche that is, you don't have to worry about competition. Like, just walk in and do this and you will be successful and you will kill it. Other news outlets will probably promote you because you want only a few that's doing it. It is wide open to make this money and become wildly successful. I'm not even playing. Yeah. Every black woman I've ever spoken to would love to have this.
Okay.
And hold on. Yeah. I'm telling you, this lane is open.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you don't step into that lane because you don't want to touch feet. You know how stupid that sounds? Any of y'all out there, any of y'all black women or whoever who get in the nails and stuff, and you don't do feet, you leaving that lane wide open and letting somebody else take it, or just not getting that money because you don't like to touch feet, that's stupid. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm just saying for myself, it's not that I don't like to touch feet, because I'll touch my girl's foot. I'll massage my girl's feet. I don't have a problem with feet. I just have no interest in that type of work. So I wouldn't.
Oh, if that's what you're saying?
Yeah. So I wouldn't mess with it. But yeah, by all means though, like if anybody that's in that line of work, then yeah,
there's
that would make sense.
Lots of black women.
And then I'm already seeing that they got these, it seems to be pretty popular now. Now they have like, I guess they call them nail bars, where you go in there and they give you a little glass of mimosa and all that kind of stuff. It's like,
there's a few black owned ones, but guess what they don't do?
They don't do the feet.
Don't do feet.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you incorporate all that. You're doing the hands, the feet, giving your homegirl or your client a little champagne glass, a little mimosa and whatnot. Mm-hmm. They sitting there having a good time, and it's a one-stop shop. They getting all this stuff done. Oh yeah, that shit'll look like In and Out.
There's probably a few places that do it in various parts of different cities across the United States, but that should be something we have cornered, like the way we have barbershops cornered.
Yeah.
Now, there was a time where, the Hispanics have gotten into barbershops mostly for themselves, right?
I will say this.
When I say Hispanics, I'm talking about West Coast Hispanics, like Mexicans, not Puerto Ricans.
Oh,
Puerto Ricans.
No, I was going to say.
That's different.
I would prefer, I loved going to go see the Dominicans to get my hair lined up in New York way better than these niggas.
Why?
Because they talking bullshit, but they're getting it done while they're cutting. Mm-hmm. Niggas, hear me loud and clear. I cannot stand when you don't wash your hands. I cannot stand when you stop in the middle of my fade to talk about whatever it is you're talking about. I just sat here and waited an hour and a half to get in this chair. Don't let me be in the chair now and I still got to wait to get my hair cut. Bro, can you walk and chew bubblegum, please? If you want to talk about the boxing match or you want to talk about the basketball game, that's fine. You can talk about LeBron all you want while you lining me up. Just don't fuck up my lineup.
Perfect example. My barber for me and my son, whenever I do get a trim up or something, I just took my son there to get his haircut. Leslie is his name. I'll big him up.
Okay.
He is not the best barber I've ever had, and I'm sure I can find people to give me a better, sharper cut.
Yeah.
But this dude has been cutting my hair and shit for like 10 years. You know why? Because at 10 years, I could not go to this barbershop for a year, and he still remembers I have an older brother, how many kids I have, who's in school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He has a big screen TV in his little office. He watches and talks while he cuts my hair. This nigga has never sat me down in a chair and be like, all right, let me go eat this food right quick. I'll be right with you.
Yeah.
If he answers a phone, he'll pick up if he even answers it, because it'll ring while he's cutting my hair. He won't answer it. But if he answers it, he shoves that thing up under his shoulder and keeps cutting my hair. And when there's been times where he's needed to take an important call. A couple of times I remember his daughter called or something. I'm sorry, fam. This is my daughter. Somebody's supposed to pick her up. Hold on right quick. He'd go take the phone call, come back, apologize. And after the cut's over, offer me $5 off for it.
Yeah.
I've always tipped him and overpaid him. I've told him, bro, just tell me how much. Because he'd be like, oh, you ain't got a tip. Just tell me how much the cut is and I'm going to pay it. Yeah. If you say 50, I'm going to pay him 50. Because the dude's customer service is fantastic. That's why I go to him. He's not the greatest barber in the world.
Yeah.
But
I believe
service, I've yet to come across anybody as cool and personable and service and pays attention to you like him.
And then plus in the black community, once you find a good barber as well, it's almost like a relationship. You know, you don't want to just have anybody all on your head. Pause. You know, I'm just saying.
Oh, bro, remember when we both used to wear cornrows?
Yeah.
You remember why I started wearing cornrows?
You can find a good barber, right?
My barber moved.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, I think I remember that. You walking around looking like Super Saiyan, talking about, I got somebody that can braid hair, but I ain't got nobody that cut hair.
Back when I could do all that.
And that's why I just grew my shit out again, because while I was, in New Hampshire, where am I getting my hair cut?
I mean, you get some black women up here, they'll tell you all their horror stories about barbers. Like, dude, whenever my wife always clings to certain people who do hair, and it's never about how well they do her hair. It's always about the experience when she's in the place with her. It's always about that.
Oh, I'm shocked. I would think with a black woman, it would be about how your hair came out, because, a black woman, once she's up there in age, the hair becomes a little sacred, because if it's long, if you fuck it up, I've heard that it's harder to get it back to that length.
Nah, what I say is most of the time, in order for you to even get in the hair business and be halfway successful or something, your hair game has got to be at a certain level anyway.
Yeah.
So I think for the most part, that certain level of is there. It's almost like what to do with the barber. He cuts.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say good enough, like it's at the bottom.
Yeah.
But it's at a good enough level, right? Where that paired with the excellent customer service makes him the man.
Yeah, it's a callback to you being a 7, but all that other stuff brings it up to a 10.
Well, my wife's hair always looks nice when she comes home. You always look beautiful after you get your hair done, babe. Even before the people who want to nitpick, but it's never when she comes. When she tells me about it, it's not much about how great the hair looks or how great she did it. That's like the secondary thing. It's always about how good and how well the experience and stuff was, and how much she likes that person.
Yeah.
And, we have the same kind of thing with barbers and stuff. So, black people, black businesses, whether it be barbers or restaurants or whatever, you got to treat people better, but you especially got to treat us better. It's messed up. It's like an abusive relationship because we still not really going to go nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we still want you to treat us better.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying, man. There's a couple of places I know of, and I'll tell you about. There's another chicken joint or whatever, and they also do daiquiris and stuff. Customer service is always great there too. Food's pretty good. My wife doesn't love it, but I love it. And the customer service is always good. It's all over in Arlington because I know you live over here in Dallas.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you about it. After we get off, I'm going to tell you about these spots. I know lots of black-owned businesses from barbecue to vegan food that's really good to, fried chicken places, breakfast places that are really good. All these things are all black-owned businesses. And the ones I go to also have good service. Any place that's giving me consistently bad service. I'm always saying things get busy, stuff happens, someone has a bad day, I get bad service. Depending on what I mean by bad service, I will forgive for that. And I'm saying, but if I go there and it's always kind of the same kind of bad service, I'm gonna stop messing with you. And it's almost like we watch that show Kitchen Nightmares or Bar Rescue or something.
Yeah.
And whenever they watch it, like the chef in there can't believe that the people don't like their food and don't like the service. And then you watch it, but like, you could not have thought that this business
Oh my God.
and this food was good.
Yeah.
Well, that's really what's out there.
Yo, you so white. He said, you could not have thought.
No, you could not. There's nothing in my mind that made me like, you could not have really believed.
That's my show. I love Bar Rescue. Especially because they do a lot of Vegas places. So every time
it's like 50% Vegas.
every time I see someone in Vegas, I look for it so I can go there. And I'm like, oh, I permanently closed. I'm like, damn, they didn't listen.
Or they just, most people are like, I'm losing $3,000-$4,000 a day. Like, dude, you that deep? It's too late for you.
Yeah.
Well, he's out there. So
yeah.
But yeah, black-owned businesses, step your game up. Game up.
Yeah. And barbers, wash your hands. Nasty. Bro,
wash your hands.
I'm the type. Yeah. Don't, bro. If you that hungry, stop for a second. Take the amount of bites that you need to fulfill your stomach, and then do my fucking hair. We're not going to be going in between eating chicken and eating Subway sandwiches and all that bullshit while you cut my hair. So you could be doing my lineup, and I can smell the fucking chicken on your thumb while you lining me up. Like, bro, it's an uncomfortable feeling. I'm sitting there, and it's like, I got to be still because you doing my fucking lineup and fucking rubbing your fucking thumb across my face and shit. And it's like,
bro, we should have a barbershop or haircut horror stories. Cause bro, I got a few. I'm gonna share just one because when you said nigga just cut my hair, reminds me of some shit that happened when I was in Arizona, man. There was this dude I used to go to get my hair cut all the time, and this nigga used to always fucking play. When I say play, he would cut some stupid design in my head or some shit.
Before he shaved it off?
Yeah, be like, yeah, what you think it is, right? And I was like, ha. Dude, he caught me on a bad day once. I was sitting in a chair. This nigga cut some shit. I was like, dude, stop fucking playing. He just cut my motherfucking hair. So I said, he's like, bro, he's standing there with the shit like, you lucky, blah, blah, blah. I jumped up at the chair like, nigga, let's do something.
Oh, shit.
Something. He's like, it's all good, sit down. He cut my shit. He's still mad, kind of mumbling under his breath while he cut my shit. But I'm like, yeah, you're not going to fucking play. And everybody in there was like, oh, because dude talk a lot. Dude talk a lot of shit. So to have some dude jump up out the chair like, stop fucking playing, cut my shit.
Cut my fucking hair, nigga.
Nigga, I was not in a good mood. I was not.
I got to do inventory tonight. I don't hear this shit.
This is pre all that.
I don't have too much of a horror story. I can tell you a funny barber story. When I had first moved to Cali, I went downtown where my dad goes to get his haircut. And
you already fucked up. You said downtown. And
yeah.
Good hair.
So this lady used to cut my hair too, and there's a woman, older lady.
Good cut spot, wasn't it?
And it was cool. Like when I was younger, I used to just get like a skin fade, like a one on the top and fade on the side. Mm-hmm. Like that was my look back in the day. So I was the type of person as a kid, like I'd be sitting in a chair and I'd be just bored, right? So, you know, they got the cape over us. You just sitting in the chair, right? So this is before the smartphones. I had nothing to play with. So I'm sitting there just like, you know, like cracking my fingers, you know, just keeping myself entertained. And like, while I'm sitting here just, you know, doing this, you know, up underneath the thing, I guess the lady cut my hair. She wasn't aware of what I'm doing. And she just sees a bunch of fidgeting down there.
No.
Yes. She sees a bunch of fidgeting down there, right? So while I'm sitting there just like playing with my knuckles, like just cracking them like kind of how I'm doing right now, she immediately out of nowhere caught me off guard and she just pulls back the cape to see like what was going on. And I'm just sitting there like playing with my knuckles and I look up at her and she was like, oh, okay, because I didn't know what you was doing down there. And I'm just looking at her like, what are you I'm like 14 at the time. Like, what are you talking about? I'm a whole virgin. Like, I'm like, and then like, it didn't dawn on me in that exact moment. It wasn't until like she was finishing up. I'm sitting there thinking to myself like, wait, did she think I was sitting here just beating off in the chair while she's cutting my hair? Like,
According to her, she didn't know what she was doing down there.
but that's what but this is where I got upset. I never went back there again after that because this is where I got upset. What if I was beating off? You just going to expose me like that? I'm a little kid.
Y'all thinking it's crazy.
No, bro. Listen, where's your bedside manner? You can't just expose me like that.
Is this supposed to let you finish? Nigga? What you talking about?
She could have just went to my ear and be like, hey, you good down there? Or something. You could have said something. You don't just be like, ha-ha. Little dick explosion was too.
Bro, she just had to know because wasn't no telling.
Yeah, I bet she just
get mad at her for exposing you like that. That's crazy.
I was highly offended because I'm sitting there replaying it in my head like, what if my little dick was out?
But she just exposed me.
Now all these niggas over here, like.
Did anybody say anything? Was other people in the barbershop?
My dad was like looking at her like, what, like. You know, she just seen me sitting there, like my hands were like just like sitting like this. And she was like, oh. And I think he realized what she did. He was just kind of like laughing about it and going, you know, talking to whoever he talking to. But once I realized what she did, bro, I was pissed.
Bro, I've had a lot.
I was highly upset. I don't even remember your name, lady, but yeah.
Is that your only one? You got more? I've had a lot of bad haircuts.
I mean, if I think about it, if I think about it, I could probably think of some stories, but that one has been ingrained in my mind forever because that was just crazy. You just gonna expose me like that?
Okay.
Now I'm not saying that I would have been in the right sitting there getting my hair cut by a woman and playing with myself.
Yeah.
But it's just the fact of how she handled it. I feel like that wasn't professional.
Okay.
She could have handled that differently.
It is a barbershop though, nigga.
Exactly. It's a barbershop. You just go like what I'm saying, what if my shit was out?
So you really upset about this, huh?
Absolutely. Because I was appalled. Like the audacity. And she wasn't even like no bad chick. Like, you think I'm sitting here beating off to like some grandma? Like,
Bro,
she was an older woman. Like, what am I gonna do with that?
I don't got nothing to say about it.
Yeah, man. I don't remember your name. If you watching this video or whatever, man, stop exposing us kids like that.
That lady probably dead or don't even cut hair.
Damn, that's crazy. Man, wishing death on you.
You said she's an older chick.
She's older. I mean, I was 14.
25.
I was 14. She's 40 now. So yeah, she was probably 40 when I was sitting in the chair.
Probably not, bro. When you're young, people are a lot younger than you think.
She looked older. She was at least. I'm doing her justice by saying she was 40.
Okay.
She could have been 50.
So then that was what, 30 years ago?
Almost.
25?
Yeah, about 25, give or take a couple years.
65, 70 now?
Yeah. She's still around. She probably got like...
Definitely ain't cutting no hair.
She probably got like a daughter or a granddaughter I mess with. What's up? Nah.
Granddaughter.
Yeah, well, it depends on how late she had a kid.
Wait, she's 70.
Nah, I ain't messing.
Her daughter would be like 50.
Yeah,
which means her granddaughter could be like 30.
I'm not going to sit here and say...
Is 32 young?
I'm not going to sit here and say I wouldn't mess with a 50-year-old.
That's a good one. How young is too young for you?
At my age of 40?
Yeah, nigga.
In what regards? Are we talking about to just have sex with or to have a life with?
Okay, I guess that's a good differentiation.
Because if it's just to have sex with and I'm feeling frisky and I'm at a college and she's 21, I'll fuck with it.
So sex is legal age, you good with it?
The liquor.
Just sex.
The liquor.
Just sex.
She got to be able to buy me a bottle for me to have sex with her. Because 18 is that's just teetering too close to a kid.
The teen is still
yeah. It's a teenager. I'm a full adult now. I can't mess with no teenager. But if she in her 20s, yeah,
Okay. All right.
I'll slay.
Relationship then.
Oh, like serious relationship? I'm probably not going to go more than 10 years. So she got to be in her 30s.
Why is that?
Because I know that women mature faster than us. But I think at my age, even though I'm maturing hella slow, but I'm getting there. I'm going
to agree with you. Go ahead.
But I think that I'm above a woman that's 25 or younger.
You mean like
mentally? I've seen a whole lot more maturity wise. She might carry herself better than me, but I know that she has not seen life yet. Shit, she hasn't even had a whole phase probably yet. So, I mean, yeah, you don't want to get with no girl that ain't had no whole phase. You want to get with her after that, because the last thing you want is to hook up with her and then all of a sudden she wants to go through a whole phase. Now she fucking your boys and all kinds of shit. Like,
wow.
I'm just saying, like, I want a girl to come, ready made. Just like how women say they don't want to make no man. They want the man to be a man.
I think at your age, our age, that's reasonable.
Yeah, I want to meet a woman. I don't want to make a woman.
But when you're 21 or whatever, that's unreasonable.
What do you mean? Oh, when I'm 21.
When like when a person's 21 to say, I want a man that's ready-made or a woman that's ready, that's unreasonable.
Oh yeah, at that age, I'm just
everyone's still growing.
Yeah, no, I'm speaking from my perspective. Yeah.
So at 40, yeah, that makes sense. Somebody who's like that young just ain't lived enough life.
I'm too old to teach anybody how to give me a head at this point.
You almost stay mature. For a minute there.
I'm just being.
Had to come with.
I'm being real. There's gonna be a little childish comments in there, but no, I'm just being real. Like, we want different things. Like, I want to settle down. I don't want to be envious, but I want what you want, what you got. I want to have the home. I want to be with the one woman and live a life and grow together. Mm-hmm. I can't expect no woman that's in her 20s to want that, because she hasn't seen anything. Listen, from my 20s up until now, I don't even know how I'm alive. I done seen crazy shit. Like, I done been in all kinds of wild situations. Mm-hmm. Every day is a blessing for me. I've been out here just acting a whole fool for 20 years. So I've seen some stuff. She hasn't seen anything. And, and I want somebody a little more seasoned. I don't want to be in a situation where I got to be training her. Like, she might be all young and dumb. Like what if cops come in the door and she's, oh, come right on in, officer. It's like, wait, what? You don't let the cops in? But she don't know that. She ain't seen nothing. Like,
hi.
So I want somebody that's got some experience. I made it a little jokey joke with what I said, but no, I want somebody with experience, and we got to share at this point in my life, we got to at least share some of the same goals. Because if we don't have some of the same goals, I mean, what are we talking about? You ain't nothing but just a booty call then, because you have nothing else to offer me. Just like I have nothing to offer you, because what I want, you don't want.
All right, I see where you at.
Yeah, so 30s and higher for me, like as far as like partnership. But yeah, it's something to just take down if I'm available and I'm bored or whatever. Yeah, if it's like a girl in her 20s, yeah, I'll listen. You got people like, what's his name? Robert De Niro, 80 years old, slaying 50, 40-year-olds. Age is relative to a certain point. Like me, as long as you're an adult, then it's cool.
Okay. All right, I just wanted to get your opinion.
Yeah. So you got to be in your 20s to have any kind of sexual relations with me. Yeah, I'm not messing with no teenager. I don't give a fuck if 18 is legal. That's just, nah, like, I'm making jokey, but your shit still smell like piss at this point. Listen, I need a girl that smells bloody down there at this point.
All right, let's.
But you know what? That would be a good segment. I'll probably keep it separate from the episodes, but probably just little YouTube shorts. I'm gonna go review some of these little black businesses. Why not? I'm not trying to move into this guy's lane, but
why not?
I mean, I just think it'd be kind of cool though, just to, because it can serve as promotion for the black businesses, and I think it'll be just something fun to do. Maybe we can even hit a couple together. We could do like joint reviews and whatnot.
All right.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Okay, so I think we should bring this thing to a close because I need to get home to my wife and children.
Yep. And I got to find me some 20-year-olds to call for tonight.
Wow, God.
So listen, guys, I know you guys are out there viewing. This episode will be a whole lot better production-wise than the last one, especially if you made it this far. Please, we are an up-and-coming Black business. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And always, if there's any kind of suggestions and comments, leave it down below. Let us know what's going on. Let us know what you want to hear. And listen, we're the guys. We'll deliver.
For sure.
Even on Sundays. Peace.